Right. With the exception of any pish, we should be up, running, everything should be good to go. Right. Hopefully. Anyway, nonetheless, we move. What's fucking good, everyone? How yous doing? Welcome back. It's a good old-fashioned cup match today. We need to win this one. Simple and fucking pure. If we don't, bad things are going to happen. Chairs will be flung, walls will be broken, but it does not matter because it's St Mirren. Let's be honest, if we lose this game, chances are there's going to be a couple of sackings. More often than not, there will probably be sackings if we lose this game, but we move. How yous all doing? Nice to see you, Edward, mate. First one in. Nice to see you as always. How you doing, Jim? Good afternoon to you as well, Chief. I'm a wee bit nervous. I'll touch on it in a second. 2-1 Celtic. Good prediction. Flash, nice to see you as always, Chief. And Craig as well. Nice to see you as well, man. Scott Dixon, how you doing, Chief? Liverpool went 3-1. I've been keeping tabs on that game as well. Let's just make sure that we're all good to go in this sense. Any audio issues? Any problems? Can you let me know now? We kick off in about 8 minutes. You know the drill with these streams. I always kind of go live about 10 minutes beforehand. We've got a battle on our hands today, though. Now, for those that haven't seen it, obviously, if you missed the last match against Hibernian, we are without Johnston. Johnston's been out permanently. He's not out. I don't know the specifics about it, unfortunately, but he's not in the lineup. I'll touch on that right now. We'll pull them up. Just give me a second while I do so. There we go. We should be fine. Yes, we are. Smashing. But we'll start with St Mirren. Makes the most sense now. We kind of know the way they play based on the way that Stephen Robinson sets his sides up. But it's a good St Mirren side. They're not playing defensive. They've got the midfield 4, so you can tell they're going for the anchorage move. They're not playing with 5 at the back, although like we said, Tanzer from the last match, it's, he'll do the overlap and stuff, but there's a new fella on the right hand side, Wamono. I love that name, such a good name, but I'll run through the rest of the team anyway. They've got Hemming in between the sticks, they've got Don Gogic, their captain, their skipper, in the middle of the defence, and obviously Fraser playing on the right hand side. Obviously Wamono, again, I will love saying that name. They obviously got Keanu Bacchus as well, very solid midfielder, probably one of the key ones to watch today, especially with the way that St Mirren have played over the last few matches. He's been probably one of the key figures in it. Hopefully he kicks on and has a good game. They've got Boyd Muntz playing alongside him with, like I said, Tanzer. He will be the guy to watch in my opinion anyway, because he always seems to cause problems with those over the tops. Obviously the front three's a little changed, obviously with the January transfer window as well. They've got Kilty, Mandron starting up front with Jameson on the right hand side. Now our lineup, we're not playing with the standard 4-3-3 nor the 4-4-2 that we usually default to when things go south. Instead today we start with a 4-4-1, or a 4-4-1-1 I should say. It should be like a 4-4-2. Furuhashi, I don't feel comfortable about him playing in as like a centre forward cam type, because realistically he's not a player that takes hold up touches, so this is going to be an interesting one. But the rest of the team is kind of what I expected. Obviously it's a bit of a shame not to see Yang or O getting a call. Obviously they're back for the Asian Cup loss to Jordan in the semi-finals, but the rest of our lineup is pretty much as we expected. Hart in between the sticks, Bernabé, Scales and Welsh starting as our defensive line, and obviously Ralston coming in for Johnston. He'll probably have to have a big game the day if he wants to kick on and show his worth. Palmer is on the left hand side today, so that makes sense in my opinion. No real issues with that. However, no Abada in the lineup either. He's been left out, as has Paulo Bernardo. I'll get to the substitutions in a minute, but it's Maeda that goes on the right hand side. McGregor and O'Reilly take up the midfield spaces with, like I said, Furuhashi playing as the cam centre forward role with Aramaida after his brace against Hibernian a few days ago. He gets the nod up front, and like I said, the bench is a little bit Bernardo is on the bench, sorry, I thought it wasn't. I'd seen things that said that it wasn't, but yeah, no Abada, but we've got Rocco Vata, Bain, Kelly, like I said, Bernardo. Awata, I would like to see Awata get some minutes today. I'm happy that he's back in the team. Obviously O is on the bench, but didn't get the nod to start. We've got Novritsky, who really should have been started for this game. It's the perfect game to start him in, but instead we've given the nod to Stephen Welsh, the Coatbridge kid, so to speak, and obviously Yang on the bench as well with Kuhn, should we need that option. But yeah, that's basically all I need to cover in that regard for now. We'll kind of go back to them before we kick off. We kick off in about 5 minutes. He's out for 2 weeks, there we go. How you doing, Larry? I think you're a new face. Where else can you watch the game for free? There's no free places to watch it, unfortunately. It's on Viaplay, and if you're in Ireland, it's on It's on one of their channels. I can't mind which one, but if you're in Ireland, you're fine. You can watch the game. 7 times kicked out. I don't know why it does that. See, at the start of every stream, it takes like 5 minutes for it to decide whatever the fuck it wants to do. People will get kicked out. It's usually for ads and things like that, so I apologise if that happens. You met Scott Brownlee. I'm presuming you probably met him at the first game at Ayr. I was watching the Rangers Ayr game yesterday. I wasn't expecting it to win, but it was just funny seeing Scott Brown on the touchline. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing, especially at Ibrox. Part of me wanted, for him to win for obvious reasons, but obviously that didn't happen. It was quite comfortable for Rangers in the end. Although there were a couple of really good games. If you haven't been watching the Scottish Cup matches, there was the Livingston and Partick Thistle game. Partick Thistle went 2-0 up. You'd think they were cruising, and then out of nowhere, Livingston wake up and have a really good end to the second half. They managed to pull themselves back into it, and then they win in added time 3-2. Hibs had a bit of a strange one, but they managed to kind of comfortably get over the line in the end. I think they won 3-1, I believe. I know Airdrie play later on today. They're a team that's very local to the area that I live. They kick off against Hearts at 5. But we have this game here first, that's the main one, and like I said, we've got a couple of really good opportunities to put a marker down. Obviously, it's not the full strength squad by any means. I don't even think it's the team that Rodgers would have wanted to field if he had everyone fit and ready to go, but at the same time, it's not the worst squad we've ever seen. St Mirren aren't taking any risks. They've thrown basically their full kilt at this one, so I'd be very surprised if they don't come out of the gates and go for it. Like I said, that midfield 4 will probably be the big advantage that they have in this game, because like I said, Furuhashi won't drop back. He's not a midfielder. He won't sit in deep. He likes to be up front and do those in behind runs, which is what I hope Rodgers is probably going to do, but it makes the issue that if Maeda and Palmer are pressed higher up, it means that it's literally just O'Reilly, McGregor, and if there's one good ball in behind, there's options for, like Boydmans to pin a good ball, Tanser to ping in a good ball, even their centre backs, Dunn can hit them, he can send them flying, so fair enough, Edward, fair enough. I'm okay, Stephen, mate. I'm just kind of having a slow day, slow burner as it is, you know what I mean? See, whenever there's like a pure weird time kick-off, because if it's at 3, you can kind of like do things, but because it was at 2, I woke up and I'm like, it's like 10:30, I don't want to take that risk. I'll just do what's necessary and kind of set everything up, made the thumbnail and all that good jazz, but we should be good to go in the next few minutes. We're on a little break on my stream here now anyway, but yeah, it's an interesting one. It's just came back for break. They're about to do their little walkout, so we'll run you through the lineups one last time for those that are just coming in here. Welcome to those that have just joined. Hopefully you're having a good weekend, and hopefully it can get a little bit better over the course of the next 2 hours or so. But here is one last little look through the lineups for those that are just coming in. We've got Hemming in between the sticks for St Mirren with Charlie Dunn, I think that's his name anyway. Gogic their skipper, and Fraser completing their back line. They've got Bomono, Bacchus, Boydmans and Tanser as their midfield 4, with Kilty, Mandron and Jameson completing their basically the standard front 3 line. We know what these 3 are going to be doing a lot of today if they do get opportunities. Our lineup's a little bit different, but a couple of changes that were definitely necessary after the game against the Hibernian. But it's Hart in between the sticks, with Scales and Welsh holding their spots from the Hibs game. Burnaby and Ralston make up a full-back spots. Of course, Johnston being out for 2 weeks, as Flash said. Thank you for giving me that information, by the way, Chief. Appreciate it. Maeda starts on the right with Palma on the left, although, like I said, these guys will be pinned a lot further forward and a little bit more central, so kind of imagine them here and here. O'Reilly and McGregor, our skipper, starting in the midfield area, with Furuhashi playing as that deep lying forward, with Ida playing as the advanced forward. It should be an interesting one. We should have a good game to play. We're playing in that god-awful fucking Spotify kit, so hopefully it's not a cursed one. I'd very much like it not to be, but if you're going for predictions, I'm going to throw mine in the now. I think St Mirren will probably score. Our defence isn't the strongest that it's ever been. I think realistically this game ends 3-1. I think we'll be comfortable enough to get the job done. I don't think Rodgers will allow that Hibernian game to sit in the memory for too long. He'll want to make a point of it to bounce back and we go, Alan Muir on VAR, god fucking damn. Well, hopefully it's not needed today. We would just like a good, simple, clean game of football. If we can get that, then fabulous. But if we don't, then problems. Lots of problems, but hey, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm confident, I'm pretty confident anyway, I'm quite relaxed, and then again, I'm fine until it's like the 70th minute and we're like 1-0 down or something. I'm not worried until I see a reason to worry. I'm not expecting a God-given performance, I'm not expecting them to come out the gates and hit them for everything. But realistically, it comes down to just simple, basic fundamentals. If our midfield wins that midfield battle, which seems a little unlikely based on just numbers, but we do have quality, and if Kyogo shows up today, fabulous. if any other fucking player wants to do that, even better. But I just want to see a good, stable performance from Maeda. That would be nice. But if Maeda can come back into fitness, smashing, that's the kind of minimum. Fair enough, Mike. You're entitled to your opinion, even though it's the wrong opinion. 3 penalties most likely, man. If needs must, if needs must. Just hopefully it doesn't come to that. It'd be a bit shit. Like I said, I still feel bad about the Hibernian game. Rogers must be mad about Watchalong, so I presume you've seen the lineups. Change formations, yep. The fucking 4-4-1. I'm waiting for the stats thing to come up on Google, and then I can refresh this. But we are literally just about to kick off on my screen, so we know the drill. Spark up, get ready to go. Best of luck to St Mirren. But we're underway. Let's see what happens here. Straight away St Mirren are going to send it forward looking for options. It's kind of deflected up, headed down, and straight away Maeda sends it forward. It took us 5 seconds to win that ball back and then 5 seconds to give it away again. It might be one of those chop changes. It's a foul though. And straight out the gate. Tansel's been brought down. Simple and pure. Let's give us a refresh, Google. You want to work? Boyo. There we go. Fabulous. We'll love to see it. Right, that means we import the stats. Smashing. Nah, it's a 4-4-1-1. I think that's the best way to describe it, although it's more or less like a false 4-4-2. Basically, if we need to have a bit more of an attack in the threat, Kyogo will push up beside either, but he'll sit in deep just to try and hold up the ball. It's bounced out. St Mirren have a half chance on the edge of the area, actually. It could bounce out for them, this is what I'm saying. They'll come out with intent. Bounces on the edge of the area, it's just kind of plucked away, no real problems in the end. There'll be a bit of a chase on, but St Mirren are playing with a high line immediately out the gate. They look like they might be trying to go for blood a little quicker than we thought. Here's Tans up. Lays it out for a good cross in. It's headed up and away quite comfortably in the end by Welsh. It'll just go out for a St Mirren throw about 40 yards from goal. How you doing, MK mate? Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying your day, man. Played out towards Gogic and spread across. Here's Bomono trying to chase it down, but it will just kind of bounce out for an easy Celtic throw-in. We'll have to see that. I wouldn't exactly call it a full capacity crowd at the Paisley Stadium, I'll be fully honest with you, but oh, that's dangerous. Jesus Christ, he was a wee bit too comfortable passing around the back there. Could have gotten a little bit touch and go there for Scales, but it's switched from Scotsman to Scotsman. Ralston's got there. Scales is making his move up. Let's see where the Irishman goes with this one. Come on. Wee bit faster, lads. It'd be nice if we can see some stability today. That's a bare minimum. That's the absolute fucking bare minimum. Oh, it's a bit of a loose touch for Ralston. Maeda will get there though. That's fine. As long as he keeps it in grasp, that's the main thing. You know the drill with these streams, I'm usually about 2 minutes behind or so. The sub goal for this stream, if we can hit it, is 1,150. It's a bit of a push, I understand that, but if we can hit it, fabulous. Thank you very much. But oh hey, someone actually just subscribed there. Well, perfect, thank you whoever just did. There's a good move up the left hand side here. Is he just, yeah, I was going to figure Bernabeu will just let that go out for a throw in. Like I said, it's always open to interpretation how the start of this will go. St Mirren have started pretty much like a house on fire, but the danger of doing that is that you kind of stifle yourself out. You don't want to burn down to ash way too early. And again, St Mirren have fallen victim to it a couple of times this season where they've kind of had confidence and comfortable, you know, positions in games, and then they just, within about 10 or 15 minutes, throw it away. There's a good ball out towards that right hand side from us. It's just taking a dink up, doesn't find anyone in specifics though. How you doing, Katie, mate? Hope you're well. Aye, but Bucky Thistle's Bucky Thistle, you know what I mean. But is league top? Well, I'd imagine league would be top priority. The cup's always second fiddle by most like aspects. But it's not to say that we don't want to win it. We've definitely fielded a strong enough team to get past at Mirren. But again, if this was like a Rangers or a, you know, an Aberdeen, you feel like the tactics might have been set out a little differently for this type of game. Burnaby sent it forward here. It's not quite found anyone. Palmer will chase it, but Bonono's just about kept it under wraps. Sends it forward looking for anyone that can get there. Jameson's not really going to be able to put much pressure on that. There'll be some good high-line pressing. I give Mirren credit. They're trying their best to cause issues, but it's opening up lanes at the back. Here's Maeda. Ralston's there on the overlap if he needs him. The Japaneseman just skips past his man instead, lays it out to midfield space. Good ball over the top for McGregor, but no one's really going to put too much pressure on it. And no real problems. That one I just realised it's Dunn that's the captain and not Gogic. Big oof. Well, there we go. Here's O'Reilly towards the edge of the area. Just plays it quickly. A good 1-2 between left back and left wing. Whipped into the box. Does take a weird bob. Oh, doesn't quite find a green shot, so to speak. It takes another good 50 to get it back in there, but St Mirren once again clear the lines with confidence. Jameson's again on the chase, but Burnaby's just kind of straddled him out there, so there's no real pressure on it. I'm alive and well, Caden, I'm alive and well. It's oh shit, here's Maeda, go on son! Damn. Right, well he was just bodied out. He could have used a bit more physicality there, but it is what it is. That is what the name's based on, MKS. That's what people nicknamed me when I was a kid. Got to win this, absolutely, Michael, at 100%. Could Rodgers survive? No, no, if he doesn't win a single piece of silverware, there's not a chance in hell. I mean, even if he wins the two that are left, there will still be questions about if he's the man to take us forward. Like I said, I'll trust him as long as he's here, and it's a slow burning process, especially when you consider the fact that the manager before us is currently absolutely fucking popping off down south. So, just makes you think, you know. There's Scales, goes for the quick exchange, does find the pass, although it was definitely not the way he probably would have wanted to. It's well gathered. Burnaby's just been yanked off the ball and the referee seems not to have noticed it. Ball's been played out, just deflected, and it should be a throw-in for St Mirren. But it is. They try and play it back in quickly, but there's immediately three Celtic bodies pressing to cause some problems. We've won the ball high up. If he can get that out from under his feet, can cause some problems. Does indeed do so. It's a good ball in behind, but not the best attempt at trying to get to that one from either. It's just cleared out in the end from Gogic. Quick exchange from the throw again. Let's see if we can move this one a bit quicker. Scales just cuts it back in the end to Welsh. Goes to spread the play across to the big Bricky. Let's see where he goes. Ralston and towards the midfield. Here's the captain. Carmack spreads it back towards Palmer. Let's see where he goes with this one. Keeps it just close to chest right now. Doesn't quite find his way through the first body. 1-2 between him and Alexandra. It's a bit awkward. Scales might have given the ball away here. He has done so. Mondron's holding it up as best he can. Does eventually bring someone into play, but Celtic win it back. St Mirren do get a deflected pass off of it though, and they've won it. Here they go. It's straight out towards that side. And here's what I'm talking about. Here's Tanzer with that ball into the box. St Mirren do get a chance here. It's bobbling up and around. Not really convincing for St Mirren to force a chance. It's cleared away eventually. Out towards the right hand side. Here's Dunn. Doesn't quite get there in the end. Thankfully we just kind of saved that one off. Yeah, to be fair, I made the name when I was like 13, 14, this YouTube channel, so I didn't really think about like English lexicon, but it is Caucasian, that's how it's pronounced. Well, St Mirren have a corner here. I'm not sure who it is that's stepping up on it. I believe it's Jameson to swing it in. Does go high. Hart once again doesn't use his hands, he just kind of Just a little bit of a cringe punch. I'm not really sure what that was, to be honest, but it is a throw-in for St Mirren on the other side. They've started the brighter of the two teams, it's hard to argue, but they've not really put any lethal balls into the box yet. There's a good opportunity there. Ralston doesn't take any risks and just volleys that out of play. It's going to be another corner kick on the other side. St Mirren, another team that are engaging a lot better in the earlier stages of this one. Bring your Lennon back, oh god no. The last thing we need to do is go further back into the past, man. I'm telling you now, man, see that Knutson still available? Might be the one. Exactly, that Caden just needs to catch those types of balls, especially when they're easily claimable. It's a good ball into the box for St Mirren again. I really should have hydrated more before I started streaming. Oh, that's a good one back there though. Good stuff for Kyogo. He can cause some problems. Ball's pinged forward. It's in between the space but cut out well, to be fair, by Kiana Bacchus, and it just falls over for no real reason there. Maeda trips his man up and just about gets enough on the ball to be convincing. That's a good steal for McGregor. Played into space. Go on. Oh, that's poor. He actually scores as well. Fuck's sake, man. But I think it went out of play. I'm not too sure. It was a great steal for McGregor. Ball in behind for Ida. He chases it in. Pushes him. Yeah, it does go out of play. I respect it for Ida though. It's more movement than we've seen in the entire Hibernian match, to be honest. Didn't result in a shot, but it was easily one of the more dangerous chances if he'd just kept that in play. Could have done something, but Hemmings has a goal kick. Sends it high, looking for Mandron. Doesn't quite find him, but it's going to be gathered in the end anyway. Jameson spreads the play across. Here's some running on that left-hand side. Here's Tans up. Trying to make a move in towards space. Whipped in, headed up and away. Just about by us. It's still dangerous. St Mirren can't put another ball in if they're quick enough. They don't know. Opt to cut it back and play it safe instead. Here's Dunn sending it into space. Good ball as well, to be honest. And this is what I'm talking about. Tanzer's pinned up that left-hand side. He knows he can get crosses in there. Whipped towards the back area. Headed clear by Bernabe, but only as far as Bomono. Jameson has it again. Going to exchange it back. Doesn't quite gather it into the place he probably would have wanted, to be honest with you. It's just kind of comfortably gathered in the end by Ralston and cleared away. It's a bit of a loose first touch for Ida, I'll be honest with you, but he does keep a hold of it. He's getting pushed and pulled around. Gogic wins it back. Seems to be letting a lot of the kind of advantage type calls go. The referee the day. It's played out towards the left hand side again. St Mirren chip it into the back post. I'll tell you what, Mandron was a bit quicker to realise that was a cross. Could have got there. Great ball in by Kilty there. Was it Kilty or was it it was Kilty, right? Okay, fair enough. A little bit unlucky for St Mirren, I'll be honest. That was a great ball, but just a little bit loose on the kind of wake up call and the run there. Welsh is forced back to Hart and just kind of lays a dead roller across back to the Scotsman. He sends it forward and straight out for a throw in. Welsh doesn't look too comfortable because of the high line press. This is the thing, we're not used to being the team under pressure. It's going to be the number 18 to take a throw in. Who's on top? Right now in the early stages, Baron, I would say St Mirren have had maybe more of the control, but the better opportunities have came from our passing. It's, you know, end to end. I think that's the best way to put it. St Mirren seem to have a bit more tactical awareness about them though. They're a little bit more regimented in how they get it up there. It's a great ball over the top as soon as I said that actually, but again, defensively we're sound enough to just get a touch on that and clear it away. This Bomono fella's looking pretty good. Very solid player. Just had an advert pop up. Ah, that'll happen, my bad. Oh, it's a don't you fucking... Yeah, I was going to say, like, very awkward first touch for Scales, but he does recover enough to just get it away with a second. I don't like the fact that we're just kind of awkwardly passing it around, not looking for too many options. We have to kind of keep it going. Play faster for sure. Like, the minimum we need to do here is play faster. Palmer's brought his man down. Or was he fouled? Fair enough. Played across the black line. Let's see if we can do something with this one. Welsh. I mean, here's the danger with what St Mirren are doing. When they press forward, one good ball in behind can tear these cunts apart. You can see it coming. If we just make a good enough impression of it, we can certainly cause problems, but it all comes down to going a bit more central. Like, if you've got Kyogo playing in there, let him free roam a little bit more, because he's just being put under the cosh. That's a good win back for St Mirren. They could... Whoa, it's Bernabei awkward. Played in behind, takes a bounce, doesn't find anyone in specific. St Mirren are there in the overlap, they could go forward with it. Does take a great first touch, stole away. Jesus Christ, it really is a definition of end-to-end. That is a great ball through, by the way. There could be an opportunity, and this is what I'm talking about. Just a great cut pass through the midfield and opportunities arise. Ball into the box. Shot! Go! Straight in there! Fucking yes! Kyogo with the goal, man! Let's go, wee man! We love to see it! How the fuck did that go in? When you consider the amount of chances this team usually misses, that is a very well worked goal. And it comes from a cutter pass through the midfield. It's almost as if it was fucking predictable. Really simple stuff there, but so well done. Played out to Palmer, good cutter pass inside. Kyogo just runs in between the three of them. It's like Gogic doesn't really make his mind up if he wants to commit to the tackle or not. So Kyogo says, oh, well, fuck you big bastard. I'll just hit it past you. Straight into the back of the net, no problems, no quarrels. Oh, I'm not sure if it took a deflection. It might have done so, but it doesn't matter because guess what? 1-0 to us. Woo! Yes, baby. We love to see it. McGregor urging them on. That is a good fucking start. I was not expecting that to... I'm pretty sure that is literally our first shot, like a first actual chance. Thank you whoever just unsubscribed. Very cool. Ball's been headed up and cleared away. Doesn't quite find anyone in specific. Can he gather it? Nope. Takes a bounce down. Doesn't quite find anyone in specific there, so it's just going to go out towards Dunn. He'll try and chip it over the top. Doesn't quite find anyone. Just goes straight into the hands of Hart. Is the match on TV? It is, Connor. It's on Viaplay if you have that, and if you're in Ireland, it's on RT, I believe. Played in towards an area. Let's go, McGregor. Move it a bit quicker, son. That's a little bit loose. Kyogo's lost the ball out there, and St Mirren have a chance to maybe break themselves. You got a ball patch like Zidane. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Ralston has it from the pass out. Let's see where we go with it. It's again just very awkward from our midfield. Just very eager to give the ball away sometimes. Just a bit loose for our skipper again there. St Mirren are going to have to pick up the pace if they want to get back into this game. I mean, they clearly know it. They're showing their intent. You don't like Kyogo? Bloody, Kyogo's a baller. He just scores, like, again, if you put him like 2 yards in front of the net against like the keeper, he'll miss. You give him an opportunity like that, he'll score it though. Like, he only scores screamers. It was a lovely finish, it was very well placed. That was a good ball over face, that's offside. I didn't tell that's offside for there. Yeah, they've eventually given it. They made the poor bastard run the entire way through there to begin with. Nice, just keep it stable and steady, that's the bare minimum. Jesus Christ, man, we've got nearly 70 people in here for a 5th round cup match. Very cool, thank you. Oh yeah, the 3-1's technically on. St Mirren are playing good enough to warrant getting a goal, but if they'd have to do this over the whole 90 minutes, like, it's all well and good doing it in the first 10-15 when you're at your, you know, pear-cased and you've got the most energy. I think that's what Celtic are kind of banking on. They're just kind of slowly growing into the game rather than trying to take like full-on control of it. There's a good ball out towards the left-hand side again. Here Palmer's on the overlap if he wants to take a cross. Instead he just kind of cuts it back, goes for the cut out across to Kyogo. It's not the best touch, I'll be fully honest, just easily taken away in the end. Sent up the line by Tanser and away. That's the one thing I have noticed. Tanser and shit, my brain's blanked out. The right backs just dropped in a little bit deeper, so they're kind of allowing Maeda and Palmer to walk into those spaces a little bit more. So it's kind of forcing them to almost play with, like, you've got their back free and then they're kind of anchored out like this. They do gather it in the end, but it's that's a great cutter pass. McGregor has it. Back out to the edge again. Kyogo has a crack at it. It's very similar, carbon copy of how the first goal came about. St Mirren are wise enough to get a block on it this time. Gogic was not taking any chances. Not the second time round, but it's played up. There could be a chance here. Here's Mandron. Out towards the edge of the area. Bacchus has a crack. Takes a wild deflection. It'll be out for a corner kick. Oh, they're doing their best to make set piece chances. How you doing, FTV, mate? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all, Mark. I think you're spot on. Yeah, Michael, to be fair, it's just nice to see us actually playing respectable football. It's a good finish, but we need to do more of that. A lot more of that. It's all well and good scoring once, but you, again, especially away from home, you want a second before half time, especially if you're going to be playing under the cosh. Well, I think they've held that one up again for another offside call. St Mirren are insistent on playing the high line. You give them credit where it's due. Greetings from County Clare, Ireland. How you doing, Paul, mate? It's been a while. Hopefully you're well, Chief. Good start over here. You've came in at a perfect moment. Oh, decent. Could roll out to space here. Go. Chase, chase, chase. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering what you were talking about there, Virtual, but that's quite literally what the fuck. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't as if Dunn was chasing it down at the speed of sound either, but they were both just kind of walking like it was a wee Sunday stroll, you know what I mean? Not the best start we've ever seen, to be honest with you, but it's a start that makes sense. You know, we're not expecting to... It's like I said before we kicked off, I'm not expecting us to walk all over St Mirren this game. They will have moments. I think they've given a foul away for something. I'm pretty sure there was just a top... Was there a push or a pull? Yeah, just a tug. Fair enough. Well, goal. I was going to say goal kick, St Mirren. It's not. It's a free kick for St Mirren. The goalkeeper's out to take it. How are we playing? So far, okay. Not great. Like I said, fundamentally we're maybe the better side, but St Mirren are throwing a lot more at us in the early stages of the game. By all accounts, pretty much what we would have kind of expected. But I don't like how many chances they're getting, because this is the thing about having just the two central midfielders, because again, Kyogo's not dropping back in case it's not obvious. Like, he'll step in to cover space, but that's about the extent of it. It's rolled out here. They could have a chance. Here's Kelty. Don't. Fuck off. Go away. Perish. Tansel's out there. There's that ball in that we fucking... That could have dipped. That could have been awkward. Well headed away by... I think that was Scales on the end of that one. Back out to Bonono, but he doesn't take the greatest or kindest touch. Palmer just kind of gets a slight interception on it. It'll be a throw-in for St Mirren. Hell yeah. Would you take... I'm going to make a MasterChef special square crisp sandwich. Hell, fuck it, I've literally got squares over there to banging. Good choice, Midgie, good choice. You take the boy out of Glasgow. If you can't take Glasgow out the boy, simple and pure. Would you take Mourinho or Enzo Maresca? Mourinho, because it would be funny. You know what I mean? I am Jose Mourinho, and this is a masterclass. You know, I would love to see him, honestly, it'd be great. Greetings from sunny South Florida. Hell yeah. Nice to see you, Tony, mate. Hope you're well, man. Oh shit, that is a good chance, by the way. I think it was Bacchus that got to that one, was it? I think so. Straight over the bar, or well, maybe not over the bar, but over the kind of stanchion. It was a good header, solid contact, just didn't really put enough on it to keep it on target. Pep wouldn't be able to do anything with us. Yeah, to be fair, in order to be a great manager, you need a great team, and in order to have a great team, you need to have great financial backing. Like I said, Brendan isn't the full blame of this, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, that could have been dangerous. I like it's one of the few times I can respect a really shit cross, because Bernaby bust ass to get there, and side netting, can't say it was a bad effort to try and keep it in play. Robinson screaming at his men on the sideline to probably tweet one or two things about their need to keep the ball better and pass it. Yeah, St Mirren are playing better with us and Ida's doing fuck all. We knew Ida was just going to stand there and be the hold-up player. That's kind of his thing. That's just how he does his shift, I suppose. But Kyogo's having to cover a lot of his ground, which is a bit of a shame, because Kyogo's quite evidently got the scoring touch today, so I would like to see him get in more rather than Ida. This is why I said it would have made more sense to start Owen this game, because all would have had a point to prove, you know what I mean? His confidence would probably be knocked when he sees Ida coming. He'd be like, no, I want to be the second choice. Good play out towards the end. We are multinational today, Ireland, USA, England. Nah, I'm just alright with accents, to be fair. I was French in the Hibs game because of that LIU one. I was speaking like this for a solid minute and a half, but nah. That's a good ball. Chase it! My fucking god, you can take... Oh, that's so annoying. That was, again, an entirely chaseable ball, and Palmer just... jogs to it. Motherfucker, run. You have tendons in your thighs and all that shit for a reason. Run at the fucking speed of sound to that and you get an easy cross in. Instead, St Mirren throw. They'll just have to send it as far up as they can. Let's see where they... How'd that work? Fair enough, actually. That was a really good breakout for the back. St Mirren are on the prowl. They could do something with it. Tanzer is busting ass to get down that left hand side. Kilty's trying to make that in behind run, but it's up to held up in the end. Here's Dunn, tries to force it over O'Reilly, but O'Reilly's just too sexy and blinds his vision, skews the pass and wins the ball back. That's beautiful stuff again. Great. O'Reilly's too good when it comes to just holding up his man. Literally puts his hand on his shoulder to be like, you can't touch me, guy. Ball's played over. Here's Kyogo, and this is what I'm talking about. Fucking great ball into the box, and Ida doesn't make the run. Gogic literally celebrating that one because he knows that if he didn't cover that, Ida had a tap in. It was a great ball. Nothing wrong with it at all. Scales has it for about 40 yards. Hit it! No, he doesn't hit it. He should have. Nice for Palmer. Takes his man on, but Bomoro's more than willing to keep it up with him. Ball into the box. St Mirren don't take any chances. Just get a touch away. O'Reilly, edge of the area. Plays it back into the edge of the D. Great touch and pass by McGregor and O'Reilly, to be fair. Good 1-2 between them. Edge of the area again. Here's Palmer. One touch. Goes inside. Sets up to shoot. Still hasn't shot. Lays it off eventually to Ralston, who plays on a really good ball. Still bouncing. Doesn't quite find anyone and eventually cleared away. I think either by Bacchus or Bomolo. I'm not too sure. One of the two of them were in there. Scales has it immediately from the throw in and we'll try and go again. Is Abada injured? He is not. He's just not been selected. You're going to play football, fair enough, Caden. You enjoy yourself, man. In Australia, it's 10:30 PM. Jesus Christ, man. Imagine I try to talk to your wife. It's like, yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'll be going to bed. Yeah, pretty much after. I'll make sure that Celtic win. That's a good ball. I can't disrespect it. It was a good attempted pass, to be fair, but it just kind of gets caught out, so I don't have it. Ooh, we put it back though. Here's Scales. Move it quicker, boy. Let's go. We can do this. We can get a second before half time, we're cruising. Maeda's apparently still in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I mean, again, he's much more natural on the left side. It was a really simple attempt. Again, like it wasn't like Palmer's skewed cross or Bernaby's like skewed cross where you can kind of look at it and go, oh, right, yeah, no, at the very least, it was a good attempt. Maeda just hit that bitch out the stadium, no hesitation at all, man. He's seen a bird that he did not like, that must have stole his chippy or his lunch or something at the very least. Despite being 1-0 to the good, it's not been comfortable. We can say that about a lot of games this season, and that's the problem. Again, only 2 real chances that we've crafted. We've had the ball in the box a lot, but it's like they just refuse to pull the trigger on their leg to shoot. There's a good header forward again. O'Reilly's doing well to hold it up. Ida's more or less playing as a fucking midfielder now. I think a change at half time would be getting Ida off the park and bringing on O, and I guarantee you we'd win this game fucking 4 or 5. Because there's been about 5 or 6 situations where Ida's had a good ball into him, but he just makes the wrong initial touch. Like, he does not have a good spatial awareness. I think that's probably the kindest way to explain it to him. Like, yeah, sure, if you put him 1-on-1 in the net, he'll probably score it. But he needs to get into that position, and he's not doing enough movement. Like, Kyogo's done about 80% of the attacking for us, and he's playing a lot deeper. Welsh gets a touch on that. I'm not sure if it's a corner or a goal kick though. Should be a corner, I'd imagine it is, yep. So Mirren will have an opportunity half an hour into this game, and I just realised I need to do a plug, so I apologise. You've got to turn on Celtic for a penalty or more. I don't think so. I mean, realistically, we're dancing around in the box, but St Mirren have been quite good with their challenges, to be fair. They've not been dirty by any means. The ball's headed in. St Mirren are still going. It's off the bar! Fuck! Big opportunity for St Mirren there. They just about get away with it. Fucking hell, get it away, Celtic. Come on. Maeda does enough to kind of put them off, just enough to kind of skew the pass. Gogic is fucking raging. He knows that should have been in the back of the net. And again, just a simple ball to the near post. 4 or 5 attempts, 4 or 5 seconds where they could have got that cleared. Instead, they just stand there. Gogic just rattles it and it just cannons back off the ball. We do well to defend after that, but it's the fact that we let that chance happen in the first place. My God. Watching Glasgow Celtic not keeping the ball, it feels like it a little bit. It's not a bad performance, but it's exactly like the Hibs or Aberdeen game where you're like, we're not convincingly the better team, it's just we're doing the bare minimum. And the bare minimum isn't the Celtic way, you know, we fucking absolutely go for the throat. But apparently Rodgers will he'll be happy with us, honestly. Ball's out towards the left hand side, here's Lewis Palmer, let's see where he goes. Run. Bernaby's like fucking 3 centimetres away from him, mate. Spread your body and give some fucking space. He eventually does so. Here's a little Honduran. Let's see where he goes. Ball over the top. In towards space. Good battle, but Maeda was never going to win that one against Dunn. It's like David versus Goliath in the air right there. McGregor does well to try and force it back in, but it's never really going to cause too many problems. Showing that Gogic chance again. It is a fucking miracle that he did not score that. It's a great opportunity as well. I'm presuming. Oh yeah, wait, shit, I forgot. You're Chrissy, aye. My name, it clicked in for me there. You are a Rangers fan, ain't you? Oh, either way, hope you're well. What do you make of your game yesterday? What do you make of the air performance? Ooh. To be fair, I did see a pretty funny tweet this morning where it's like, now that Greenock Morton have made it through against Motherwell, it's almost a guarantee that they're going to get matched up against Rangers. What do you think that the chances are that actually are? I would personally love if we got drawn against like Aberdeen or something. I'd take that if it was at home. You know, I'd accept that, but That's just Saitama, Dave. Have you ever seen One Piece? That's not One Piece, what the fuck am I saying? One Punch Man. If you're on the board and he says he's happy with this, it finishes like this, we're going to constantly backfoot sack him on the spot. Watchalong, this is all shit that I said at the very start of the season when people were hyping him up and he was on the undefeated streak. I was saying this then, and people were calling me bitter. I just see it as it is, that is all. We've got about 10 minutes, give or take, left in this half, as well as whatever added time would be on. I imagine it wouldn't be more than a minute or two. We're one subscriber away from 1,140, so that's very kind. Thank you for the push on that. We're 11 away for the sub goal for this stream, but again, it wasn't really expected anyway. But any help towards it would be very kind. Thank you. Ralston has it in a dangerous enough area where he can cause a problem if he goes deep, but I don't think he would in this position. Nah, he opts to just play it safe. I don't disrespect it. But you can tell there's a couple of big misses in this team. You can tell Carter Vickers is a big miss on the defence in terms of composure. Johnston's a big miss in terms of that right hand side wing running, because Ralston, at least he's aware that he's not as fast, so he's just kind of hanging back a little bit more. Bernaby just isn't as good as Taylor, which is a shame because Taylor isn't even really that good of a left back to begin with. Hart, what the fuck, son? Don't you ever do that to my fucking Hart again, you stupid prick. Guy just took a touch like he had the fucking, like he was on a vacation and goddamn fucking. Oh my god, that slow motion replay does not help. Hart was like a centimetre away from losing the ball, and if, tell you what, if St Mirren got a touch on that, they would have been one-on-one with the net. Hey, we hit 1,140 poggles. Thank you very much, that's very kind. If any of you have had public sub settings, a little animation thing will come up for these and I'll shout out your name individually. Thank you though. Only elites know what One Piece. The One Piece! The One Piece is real! I just love that song. Can we get much higher? I hate that song, but it's stuck in my head anytime I see that fucking picture of Livi. Here's McGregor, gets into space, could go for it, running and behind! Ida, please! Do something! Does something! It hits the side net off a deflection. I can't fault it. At least he actually shot this time. He didn't just stand there like a spare knob. Good block, actually, in fairness, by the way. Fucking terrific block. He sticks his leg out at the perfect time. Never give Bernaby the ball again. Yeah, there's a couple of times where we've just kind of punted it out the stadium. But then again, he is a left back, so you can kind of allow it. You know what I mean? He's just having a half crack. What do you make of the performance? Oh my god, it's another Mick. How you doing, man? I'll just call you PY, because it sounds like PDI. But, aye man, I don't think we've been horrible. We've been okay. It's the best way I can look at it. You know, there's been much worse performances this season, certainly in the last few match days, but it's not comfortable. Like I mean, St Mirren have hit the ball. They've had a lot of good attacking pressure at moments, but this is kind of how I expected the game to go. You know, not comfortable, but we'll do the fundamentals better than St Mirren will. How you doing, Paul? Nice to see you, man, as always. No, he's worse than Taylor, yeah, that's case in point, you know what I mean? Ralston. I was going to say that wasn't really a foul on Ralston, he just kind of tripped up over his own feet, but we move. Palmer, good. If he can keep that in, he does. Ball into the box, Ida! How the fuck has Maeda missed that? Explain. Oh, he does so well to get contact on it, man, but it fucking flies past the post. That should have gone in. I wouldn't call it a sitter because there was a defender in front of him, but it is a big fucking chance right at the end of the half. We really could have used that to go in there, but nah. Oh, wait, what the fuck? I was about to say, pure wholesome moment. Kyogo went over the board to like help his man up, and then fucking done the big bastard, tries to hink his hard and gets up and pure pushes him away. You play for St Mirren, you prick. You decked it over the bar yourself, you fucking Mirren, and you're getting angry. Bacchus, man, of course. So at least he fucking acknowledges it now, man. It's like Kyogo's like, bro, I was literally coming over to make sure you're alright. What's injury? Hitati's out for another month and a half minimum. Carter Vickers is out for another couple of... I mean, it's undetermined as of now, but I think the consensus is a week or so. Maybe a week to 3 weeks. And Johnston's out for another 2 weeks, because apparently it's it must have been something broken. I'd imagine it's a jaw injury or a orbital crack or something. Oh, go! Kyogo, good ball! Ida, not the greatest first touch, but he does enough to keep it at least in that end of the park, although O'Reilly's ball after it was just as bad. I've got to say, Kyogo has woken up. He is having a good game. Good shit. We love to see it. The rest of them, however, what the fuck? Palmer into the box. Good hold up touch by Ida. This is what he can do well. Ball in. Shot. Good save. In the fairness by Hemmings, it was kind of predictable where that shot was going to go. The St Mirren defence kind of made it a bit harder and funneled them into a specific space. Hemming wasn't really going to have too much problems with it, but Maeda seems to be getting in a lot of the chances. Isn't taking them though. Although, to be fair, Ida was offside in the build-up. I just realised that there, so it wouldn't have really mattered anyway, but still. What's up with the bar? He doesn't want to be at the club. It's kind of evident. You know what I mean? He's not had a couple of good last performances when he has played either, so... Apparently the VAR system's down again. Didn't we just go through this, like, last week? With VAR system was down at the start of your game? Fair enough. Yeah, it's because Ajax wanted to take him in the summer, but because we have a bad on a 5-year contract and Ajax were ripping the piss with how much they were willing to pay, we basically told them fuck off, either pay or don't, and Ajax were like, no thank you. Which is why they're like 5th in the Eredivisie. St Mirren have done well to gather that one back. They can go for it. Although they opt to just kind of panic and play backwards instead. It's all the way backwards, Jesus. Right, Hemming sends it forward. What a punt though for the keeper. That is a touch if he can get there. Does get there, it's a poor touch and Ralston just gathers it back. That could have been a really good break for St Mirren. Solid pass for the goalkeeper, that was unlucky. Straight out towards the left hand side, played out towards the space. Let's see where we go with this one. Palmer takes it. Just keep a steady ship here, fella, we're fine. Rolled across, we could have options here. Let's go. McGregor takes a touch, steps inside, could find options and maybe takes the wrong one there, but we do keep it. Matthias O'Reilly, let's go. Plays it into space. It's opened up here. Could be an opportunity. It's a loose touch in the end though. A little unlucky, but it is what it is. Barrow just doesn't want to be here anymore and somehow he thinks that playing poorly will help him forward. Yeah, but keep in mind it's just sometimes when your head drops you don't put in, like, the heart isn't there. Like, he enjoyed playing under Postecoglou. Like, if I'm like a Kyogo or an O'Reilly and you come into a side that's, you know, fast counter-attacking football and then all of a sudden you're going to this stale side-to-side push, you just kind of go boomf. Well, I've got the VAR system up and running finally. But it would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? But St Mirren corner, they swing it in. Cleared away, that's a beautiful clearance. Does get it out towards space and St Mirren fall over, fair enough. We can break forward with it, nice. Takes a deflection, it's played out towards space. We can go forward with it, let's go. Steps past one, we can make a run with this. Palmer's there. Gets past his man again, falls down. They're trying to claim penalty. I'm a bit confused by this one. I mean, Palma does go down. I won't know until I look at the contact. Let's see. Don't think there was anything too much wrong with it by Pomono. Yeah, no, there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, like, if he tripped him, then I would say fair enough, but he didn't. It was just a tangle of legs. Bit poor for Palma, considering the fact you were on the good side of the man there. Just keep fucking running in that situation, you absolute poof. I mean, sorry, I know it's an offensive word, but it's just a poofy thing to do. Just run. One good touch past that point and you would have been able to either square a ball into the space, which was how we got our first goal, or you could at least take a touch and swing it towards net. Not the smartest thing I've ever seen him do. But nonetheless, St Mirren just carry on with their game. Let's see what they'll go with this one. They punted it forward. That's a... Okay, that's not a foul. But it is what it is. Welsh has been fouled, but did he catch him on the back? Soft but fair. Oh yeah, no, it definitely was a dive. So Mirren do have a set piece chance, and again, we know how set pieces go for us, right? We fucking suck with this. And it looks like that's what they're lining up to go. They've got all of the big men forward. Yep. Swung high. Bounces. It's again just no one wants to come at. That's a fucking chance. Good save for Hart there. Actually, hands up. Fair fucking dues. What a reaction stop that was for Hart. Another overhead kick chance for St Mirren. That one was fucking well struck too. If that went in, that's goal of the season. It's Gogic again. Beautiful take. Hits it straight into the bottom corner on the keeper. Just about gets it, man, and then gets it behind for a corner kick. Fuck me. Two big chances for St Mirren. Ball into the box, cleared away. Should just be another one of those Hearts. Oh shit, Welsh is bundled into his own net. I'm not sure if he's cut or not, but he's holding his... Oh, he is. Is he? Oh, yeah, Welsh's head collided with the post. I don't think he's, like, badly fucked up, but you could tell he felt it, man. Yeah, he's pointing to his teeth. I think he might have... Imagine if two defenders get injured with back-to-back broken fucking jaws. Welsh has stayed down. It's not a good sign. I mean, he's conscious and he's awake. It doesn't look like it's a painful one. But he definitely took it. Yeah, you can see like the red marks on the side of his face. He kind of went into the post as he fell and just kind of rolled into the net. Yeah, good. Because free Palestine. No offence to Israel or anything. Not really the Israeli people, but the stupid fucking military. Well, Welsh is on the sidelines, so it means we'll have to defend this corner with 10. Which, in fairness, Ralston just stands his ground. Or was that McGregor, one of the two of them? Welsh is screaming that he wants to get back on. He's eventually allowed. We'll love to see it. A couple of minutes of added time left. About a minute or so. Played into. Lads. Some of the clearances for us today have been nothing short of like P6 level. They've blown it for half time. We take that. Kyogo runs over to Bacchus and exchange some words. That's nice. At the very least, it looks like those two have sorted it. So fair play to Bacchus for at least realising that Kyogo wasn't doing anything wrong to him. But half time here, and I've got to say, St Mirren have been probably the better side despite the control that we've had at points. St Mirren, with their possession and pressure, they've done a lot more with it than we have. They've hit the crossbar. I mean, both of their best chances have came from Gogic, which is a bit of a surprise considering the fact he's meant to be a centre-back, but two really good half chances that he's somehow managed to convert into bullet chances that just haven't really worked out. It's a bit unlucky for them, but it is half time here, so if you want to go and get yourself a wee cup of coffee or something, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do so. I'll quickly check the sub count. What we're sitting at 1,142. Oh, very nice. So if we hit 8 for the rest of the stream, we're on good stead to hit the sub goal. Very, very cool. Thank you very much. Welsh in the wars again. Every time he gets like an extended run in the team, something has to happen to him. It's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Class of Kyogo, aye. Just the way Owen apologised. Again, he has no reason to even apologise. Like, Bacchus went over the board, slipped, fell. Kyogo jumped over the board to like pick him up, and then Bacchus was just like pure slapping him away like a wee catty bitch. Because Kyogo's hands immediately went up. He was like, I never did anything. Like, what the fuck? Even the referee was like, mate, calm down. But yeah, by most extent, not the most comfortable things. If you've got any games going on elsewhere at the current moment that you would like me to check, I'm more than happy to do so. But half-time here it is 1-0 Celtic. For actually scoring on the 15th minute with a very good ball in off the assist from Palmer. It was a very nice take by most accounts, so I'm quite happy with it, but we need to be a bit more consistent on the offensive front, I think. I'll be fully honest with you. But hey, for the most part, we played very, very good. Very good indeed. Oh yeah, while we're on halftime as well, if you go into the description, if you would like to, or if you haven't already, you can have a little gander at the Discord. We have a Discord for, you know, Celtic fans, for fans of Scottish football, fans of football in general, and basically you're more than welcome to join. There's a little link down below if you would like to do so. How much did Ajax offer for Abada? Initially the deal offer was around 7.5 million, and then 2.5 million over extended terms, but that was just the preliminary request that Ajax sent in to make a preliminary bid. But Celtic looked at them and went, no, he's on a 5-year contract, the minimum we want is about 15 to 25. That's the sweet spot for a player of Abada's calibre. Oh yeah, the Japanese are easily the best example of, like, not just their team but their fans as well. Like, I love whenever Japan, like, whenever you see them in the World Cup, and they'll like, after every game the fans will stay behind to clean up the mess, even if it's made by the other fans. And I think that's just really, like, it just shows you a lot about the Japanese people. They're like, yeah, they're very strict in their methods, I suppose would be one way to say it, but they're incredibly hard working and humble people. Nothing but love and respect for them, honestly. Opinions what the outcome of the Man United game will be. Who is it Man United play? Let me take a long gander. Man United. Aston Villa, okay. Honestly, I think Aston Villa win. If not, then maybe a draw. I think it's like one of those 2-2, 3-2 type games. See, like the one that Wolves... Yeah, like the one against Wolves, it's going to be something like that, like a high scoring, you know, 4-3 type affair. I mean, that game against Wolves, Man United, holy shit. You know, I might be a Liverpool fan, but my god, what a game of football that was. I didn't watch the whole game, I watched like the extended highlights, but it looked like a hell of a game to me. But I don't really keep up with English football, I'm more Scottish football because, you know, I'm fae here. Don't give a little idea, can. It's like, if you want 1% off your season ticket, you can clean the stadium for us after the game, so we don't need to hire the fucking cleaning staff, and we can save a couple more pennies to put on our fucking yachts and sailboats. I'm sure that makes perfect sense. O'Reilly and Paul, short call is the most ineffective thing in football. I mean, it's not ineffective, it has worked a couple of times, you know, that's how Scales has got his goals. No, 7.5 million was literally how much they were offering to take him permanently. But if he had like a year left in his contract, I would see a scenario where Celtic would have taken that deal. But nah, we've got 5 years with him, and realistically, Abada can try and force himself out, but minimum Celtic want to let him go for is around 15 million, because that's how much we're basically paying him in wages. So it's a simple case of we need to break even, so that's what we need. Oh yeah, no, it is absolutely half time already. It's completely and utterly done. We've been in half time for the past 10-15 minutes, Chief. Or well, maybe not the past 15 minutes, but certainly the past little segment or so. Exactly that, Mark. What feeling I don't care about football. Yeah, I mean, I'm just indifferent to it, see, because it's all just money driven, and it's the way they're like, oh, English football's, it's not English football, it's just international football compressed into a specific nation. It's nothing different than France. That's why I would say the best league in the world's always Germany or the Serie A, because at least you get difference in there. It's not a case of one or two teams and then the rest of them just have to do the exact same things. Like in the Premier League, it was basically Man United and Arsenal overspending it through their means. Bunch of other teams do the same thing, and now it's just an overinflated league full of overinflated egos. So I don't like watching football where it's all about diving the second you get touched and all that shit. I like the grit and grind, you know what I mean? But I like Sunday league type football where it's all physical and there's blood spilling out your nose. That's what football's supposed to fucking be. It's not meant to be a non-contact sport. Yet down in England, if you so much as breathe on someone as a defender, it's true of that, virtual, true of that. Girona. Oh yeah, I can have a little look at Girona actually. Let's see how they're getting on, because I know they're fucking popping off in fairness, you know what I mean? But how did they actually get on? Are they playing later on? Or oh, they lost yesterday 4-0 to Madrid, which fair enough. But they're still very much in the fight, although that loss yesterday wouldn't have done them a lot of good. Here's a little glance at it if you want a little look. Oh, that's a perfect time to come onto the screen. Dougie Elliott, mate, thank you very much for the sub, man. We very much appreciate that, it's very kind of you. Hell yeah, well we're only 7 away for the sub goal for this stream. But Girona lost 4-0 to Real Madrid. There's the full result there if you want to have a look at it. Bellingham, Brace, Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo. They didn't even have a shot on target. So it looks like Madrid will probably win the title, but Girona could still fight it out. I still see them very much being in the Champions League places come the end of the season. That was definitely what you would call an off game. Alistair Johnston at Hibs was never a penalty. It is by the rules of the game, however it was soft as fuck. I mean, I even said that when it happened, I'm like, it really shouldn't be given, but they got hammered 4-0, it was pretty bad. The most boring game of football ever, by the way. Oh yeah, no. Bellingham is like Pirlo. You know what I mean? He just oozes class, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of this generation's version, probably someone like a Modric. You know what I mean? Like, keeps his head down, picks out the right passes, but he can hit a ball and can score a goal. Like, my fucking god. Bellingham has came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people laugh when Birmingham retired his shot, but whoever the fuck made that decision looks like an absolute genius now, doesn't he? They're not even in the combo. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're going in terms of players that are fun to watch, I would say you've got Matoma, who's one of the best dribblers probably that you can watch right now. I'd say Alphonso Davies, he's a hell of a player to watch when he plays well. Do you know that Girona, when they wouldn't get Champions League football because they're owned by the... Oh yeah, so that's true actually. Yeah, because there's fucking UEFA rules that say that you can't have more than 2 clubs, right? Or is it just the one actually? I'm pretty sure it's just the one. I'm not great when it comes to like UEFA rules. I'm better when it comes to league rules and stuff, but not UEFA. They're fucked up with the way they do things. Clarence Seedorf, what a player he was. But see, if you go through, like for me, the best midfielder, at least the one that never gets talked about, is Claude Makélélé. Like, I've talked about him on stream before, but Claude Makélélé at Chelsea was easily one of the fucking silkiest players to watch. Another one that people don't talk about, that again, another Chelsea one's Ramirez. That little Brazilian CDM, the fucker that could score for like 40 yards out or header it for about 50. Guy's an absolute gem. I think they would flash as Man City are going to be up in the league by the end of the 115 charges. Aye, true. Edgar Davids is another good shout, yeah, to be fair. I mean, you've got Sergio Busquets, obviously your Xavis, your Iniestas. Who's another good one off the top of my head that kind of makes sense? Like your Wesley Sneijder type players. Try and get players that kind of grew up around the time that I would watch them. Like, I can't be assos. But I can't be arsed. I loved him, man. That Argentine fella. Mascherano, he's another one. Yeah, because of coalition. That's why they try and do split ownership now. Was Cafu a midfielder? I don't think he was, right? If you're going in terms of Brazilian midfielders, the one that I always say, you've got a choice between either Zico or Socrates. I think Socrates is probably the best one because the guy was like 6'3", built like a brick shithouse, looked like an absolute fucking model type, but he was just incredibly silky. It looked effortless. Like, I've watched all the old World Cups and stuff, like all the kind of like one of my favourite things to do, see when I'm sitting editing for instance, I'll put like old games on in the background and I'll just listen to them. And occasionally I'll look over and watch people play, but there was a fucking ton of great players, especially for Brazil back then. The second half will be getting underway in about 2 minutes or so. Yeah, if you go more modern times, man, you can take your fucking pick realistically, you know what I mean? Like, for me, Ronaldinho is probably the best Brazilian player in terms of, like, flair. Best overall player would probably be R9 Ronaldo or Pele. You could take your pick. But again, Pele was just different gravy, you know? It's like the same way that we'll talk about Messi in about 50 years. It must be weird for Jim Goodwin to be standing there doing commentary on a fucking team that he was coaching literally less than like a year and a half ago. Italian CDMs are good too, to be fair. Your Gennaro Gattusos and stuff like that, absolutely, man. Eder, oh Eder. Yeah, his goal in the World Cup, oh my fucking god, man. The skill level on that. The little flick up and vault, just everything about that goal. For a ball in the 1960s, 70s, yeah. Another career ruined by greed, yeah. I mean, look at Dani Alves. He's literally potless. He was in court a couple of weeks ago and he was declaring bankruptcy. Despite making about 100 grand a week. Or 100,000 euros a week on average. The second half's about to start, by the way, I should point that out, so I'll go on to the next screen momentarily. It's like there was a debate between Romario versus the modern footballers, and he said he's better than all of them, equal to Ronaldo and Messi, but not as good as Pele and Maradona, and that's true. Debatable, because it's two different types of sport. Romario was a different gravy, man, to be fair. But I still stand by it. The most underrated one's Socrates. He just played the game differently. Play back onto this screen because we'll be underway relatively soon, sitting in or just walking out the tunnel as we speak. But as it stands, we are ahead, not comfortably though, it could be a lot better. We still have a little bit of this to go. Alexandra Pato, Jesus Christ, man, you're bringing fucking names back now. Yeah, like Hulk, he's another good one. And we'll just get warmed up, so I guess I'll get one more draw of this and then we'll get prepared to go to war for 45 more minutes. There's a referee showing up just there, so Make sure to give the stream a little like and share it if you haven't already. Like I said, there's a Discord down there if you want to come and give it a join. But besides that, plonk your arses on your chairs because we're about to get underway for a second half of football. Juninho, oh, he was fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing at Olympic Lyon though. But the second half has got underway. Google will do its thing. You kind of know the drill with it. I'll give it a refresh in a minute if it still hasn't decided to tick over. But we have kicked off. St Mirren are going to get the ball rolling and try their best to immediately go in the offensive from winning it back face off the kick-off. But Skills is just going to shelter that one out for a quick and easy goal kick. This could be a very easy 45 minutes. Or a very stressful 45 minutes, and it depends on the opening 15 of this. Oh, Batistuta, yeah. We're all just naming off legends of the game. There's a bunch of them, you know what I mean? A couple of underrated ones, if you're thinking about it, you would kind of go with your Lee Dixons and your Ray Parlers, those types of players. Ball's played out to space. Kyogo has got it. He's going to get bundled over. It'll be an instant foul, and ironically enough, it's Bacchus that's on him. McGregor plays a quick ball out, and I'll tell you what, that's a lovely touch on. Maeda's woke up finally. Let's go. Ball into the box! Oh, it's a big opportunity for Ida, man. He really should have stuck it on target. A minute into this half, and we could have had a fucking opener. Really could have sealed this one straight away. Absolute sitter, man. Beautiful ball across the face of the box. Again, a lovely cutter pass. Ralston, beautiful ball across. Ida has the right idea cutting it back across the goalkeeper, but it puts just a bit too much on that size 10 boot. Fuck me, unlucky, but it is what it is. We move, we go again. Ball's gathered by Ralston. Beautiful heel turn that. It's a little less convincing for McGregor, but it is eventually shuffled out towards that right hand side. By the way, there is no changes, I should point that out. Bet you a tenner will be a stressful half this. Well hey, if I'd have put that one in the back of the net, we would be fine. But no, we've missed 2 sitters already this game. But then again, St Mirren have had 2 really good chances too, so it balances out, realistically. Jesus Christ, Chrissy. Like, we have one stint where we get more penalties than yous, but if you want to take it over the last 10 years, it doesn't look good. Matt Letizia was class. Oh fuck aye, man. He had a cannon on him, man. Same with players like Cannavaro or again like your Paulo Di Canio's and stuff like that. Yeah, really should have been in, Jeff, absolutely. We're still vibing, we're still doing the basics, we just need to keep it simple going forward and we should be okay. But ball's pinged forward, good knock on by Bernabé, but Palmer wasn't really ready to chase that one in behind, so Bomono will just do his best to shunnle it, but doesn't really get anything from it. We have a throw in, lovely. I wouldn't put Douglas Costa on the list, I think he's quite shite to be honest with you. However, Brazilian Diego Costa, I would say he's good. Less so for Spain. But when he was Brazilian, yes. Ball's... oh, good cutter pass actually. Go for it. There's a good opportunity. I'm surprised no one's managed to bring up Beckenbauer or like your Jared Mullers yet. Like all the Germans that were fucking elite back in the day. Or like your Nico Zoffs, players like that, you know. I wish we had a fucking player like Zoff in our team. Or like Lars Ricken. I'm going to stop because if I keep thinking about players for the olden days, it's going to piss me off when I realise that we're playing with fucking Alexandra Bernabé in this team. It makes it sad. When you realise that there are legends of the game just sitting out there in teams that you could pluck for about $2 million, and nowadays £2 million gets you, I mean, basically a bench player, like Kuhn for instance. He was about $2 million. Back then it bought you world class talent. Shows the difference. But we have had a much brighter start, a much better opening 5 minutes than St Mirren have had. Again, they're still committed to the attacking sense of things. They're still trying to throw as much bodies in as they possibly can. The one that played for Livi. At least we have a strong bench to do. Well, we have options if it gets a little bit dicey. Obviously, if we concede a goal and our defence looks shaky, we've got Novritsky that we can bring on. That's always nice. Good shit for Burnaby to keep fighting there. One back, played in. Palmer just tried to kind of stifle, cross it almost, and it just cannons out. Right in 10. We'll have a corner kick. We can maybe do something with it. We try. I mean, we don't even need to touch on Scottish legends. I'm sure we all know the names. Do we really need to kind of rattle them off? But, you know, to name a few, Dennis Law, Kenny Dalglish, absolute belter, Alan McCoy, as much as he's a Rangers legend, he was a brilliant Scottish international as well. You know what I mean? Like, you can go through a lot of the different, like, even errors for, like, the non-qualifying Scotland. We still had really good players, you know what I mean? Like your Barry Fergusons and your, you know, like your Fletchers and stuff like that. I would have loved to have seen Scott Brown at a Euros or a World Cup, man. I think like he would have gone insane, but well, St Mirren have just kind of played that one out. It's going to be an easy throw-in for us. Burnaby's going to gather it and go again. Scales just fucks that one as far forward as possible. We love to see it. Chase it in. In fairness, great control for Bacchus there. Tries to get it forward but doesn't find the right pass. There will be some pressure on, and Ron's allowed Jamieson to chase that one forward. Doesn't quite find them though. Maeda, good 1-2 between him and Ralston. Just gathered eventually. It was a bit of a loose first touch for the right back, but he gathers himself and goes again. Here's Scales. Cuts it in. Good initial touch for Kyogo. He's kind of bundled over, but he was nowhere near the ball, so the referee will rightly just wave play on that. So we keep it going. Football just ain't the same. It's all athletes, no flair. It's like they're tailor made for it now. Like it used to be like working class men that would just walk onto the pitch and pop off. You didn't realise until 2 weeks ago that Beckenbauer never played for Germany post the wall. Yeah, because he was very much West Germany. He just found out that the wife went to the same school as John Hartson's daughter. Oh hell yeah, that's sick. Wait here. Oh, ball! Go! Yes! Yes! 2-0! Thank fucking Allah! Let's go, my boy! It's Dyson Maeda! I told you he woke up this half. That first touch really... Oh, that was lovely for Palmer, by the way, to bait that one out. It hits the bar. I was about to scream because I thought we were just doing what St Mirren did in the first half and just play fucking 1-2 with the post. But after it comes back after O'Reilly, Maeda kind of scuffs it up and it hits the top of the net. That's all we care about, that it's on target, and it was on target. O'Reilly looks very happy that that one went in, but boys, it's 2-0. Let's fucking go. Dyson. The Japanese boys have came back to fucking play. We are good to go, boys. 2-0. So, the question is, now that we actually have an extensive lead, we just have to keep it going. It's all the Yassi's coming through there. Goal Celtic, that flash. Beautiful finish from Maeda. Light bulb with a toe poke, absolutely. It was, I mean, a very simple goal, but a goal we take. Paul Lambert, oh yeah, Celtic Dortmund, fucking his game against Juventus in the Champions League was amazing. You're about 5 minutes too late. Yeah, no, again, there's always stream delay with these things. I'm about 2 minutes behind, and then you've got about 30 seconds or so of stream delay. Listen to the radio version, but switch back to hear the goal celebrations. Yeah, I'm telling you now, man, when Celtic TV need new commentators, if they want someone that can get people behind the team, it would probably be, oh shit, yes, people like me and Paul the Tim. Now there's a good boy, what's a back stick? Doesn't quite get there though. Respectable effort, can't fault it for O'Reilly. Nice, but why Miller is commentating, I don't know. Probably because the ran out of options. Chris, you seem to be very good at complaining today, my boy. Do you see anyone else complaining? Most streams usually are delayed by a few minutes. Naturally, anyway. It is what it is. You're more than entitled to go and find someone else. I'm totally okay with that, you know what I mean? I know there's much better content creators than me. Yeah, as Flash says, you can't do much about it. It is what it is. I love the name. Who's the snitch? Hail, mate. How you doing, mate? Hope you well. Spot on, boys. Spot on. I've had to explain this a number of times, but it's all good. You get like things the longer you like. See if you are like a more popular streamer, like if you're a partnered one with Streamlabs, there's no stream delay at all, and that's like when you watch like your Mark Goldbridges, and there's only about 30 seconds or a minute of delay at max. If you're not a Streamlabs partner, however, yeah, they basically fuck you over as much as possible. It's great, but we don't mind that because at the end of the day, I'm just here to give the game to those that can't see it. We'll love to hear it, mate. We'll love to hear it. There's a couple of changes for St Mirren. They've got Jaden Brown coming on. That's one of the changes. Bomono's off, the number 42. He's actually had an alright game. James Scott. I just said Jaden Brown twice. I'm not sure if that was just a glitch error on Viaplay's part, but I'll go into the lineups and actually have a look, because it said the same guide. Right, there we go. It's James Scott and Jaden Brown. They're the two changes that have been made. I was a little bit confused by that. Exactly it, brother, exactly it. I need to actually consider adding a new mod at some point, like when this channel grows a little bit bigger. But it's like deciding who to give that to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Because it's, you know, I'm putting a lot of trust in people that do that. Virtual's been fucking terrific, and Game Flash has been top notch as well. So if you ever do content creation and you need a mod, I'd recommend one of those two, especially if it's like Celtic football based. Because I mean, Flash is the fella that helped me set up the Discord. I mean, obviously those that have been here long enough know who he is. He's been on my streams before, but oh shit, Maeda gets past his. Why is his crossing ability non-existent? Ah, fuck me. And then Kyogo's touch wasn't exactly much better. At least they're laughing about it though. I always love how Japanese players, like, they always have like rugby mouth shields in. Like Kyogo's quite. Yeah, it was a big fucking. A bit of a stretch to hope that that cross would come to anything. It wasn't the greatest control touch for Kyogo ever, but it is what it is. Prefer McFadden, he's the best for a neutral. Yeah, genuinely. I like him, and I guess like your kind of. I'm trying to think, like, yeah, I'd say Chris Sutton is probably the best, like, between him and Hartson, if you're going like Celtic players that are more or less non-biased. Like Sutton's slightly more biased than Hartson, but you've got a couple of good Rangers. I love McCoist. I don't care what anyone says. McCoist's commentary, especially for Scotland games, gets you hyped. No matter who you support, man. I fucking love McCoist's commentary. He just, like, he entirely just loves the game. Because at least we know how we'll get there now, but never Game of the Rough forever. That was a joke, true. There's a good ball forward. Shit, Samira might do something with this. Tanzer's not really gathered it, and Kilty's not really controlled himself either, although it must have came after Ralston. They've managed to give it for a throw-in. Long field exchange should have came in there. They opt decide. Well, they decide not to in the end for some reason. They should have gone for it there. They do eventually pick the pass in behind now, though. When Dron spreads it across, here's Kilty, could go for a cross. Does go in there. Eventually, St Mirren really should have scored there. Oh my goodness, Kilty really should have put that one in the back of the net. It was another good ball in from Tanzer on that right hand side, and he was onside. It looked like he was onside there. The second ball, yeah, absolutely fine, and he really should have managed to force it into the back of the net. Love having a 2-goal comfort. You can relax now. It's a good feeling, isn't it? There's a lot less stress when it's not one. The stories McCoy says about Celtic in general, especially Tommy, is like, yeah, like that's the thing. A lot of people think like Celtic and Rangers legends hate each other. Like, you get the occasional story about that for sure, you know what I mean, but most of the time they don't care. Like, once they retire, there's no bad blood or drama. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think McCoy, as a player, he was a baller. I didn't like him because he played for Rangers, obviously, but as a commentator, top notch. Oh shit, St Mirren have done well to win that one back. They could be on a break here if they get past the man here. Kyogo decides to step in front of his man and just cut the ball out as cleanly as possible. McGregor will put some pressure on St Mirren, but they still do have the ball. Good control, good take. Nice ball forward. They could do something with it. There's a really good chase in behind here. Pretty sure that's one of the... Is it Smith that's on that one? Tries to cut it in behind, gets the cross away, bounces out towards Bacchus. Dunn tries to kind of cut it into space, doesn't find anyone. There's another looping shot from Mandron. It just doesn't really keep it down. Very similar to the first half chance that Kyogo had. Just set himself up right and just didn't kind of connect with it as intended. Just straight around the corner of the post. I mean, Hart kind of stuttered towards it, which kind of tells you everything you need to know. That could have dipped in a lot more dangerously, but yeah, they're trying to check for a potential foul, I guess, on McGregor, but there's nothing wrong with that. Paulo Bernardo's on the pitch now, by the way, I should point out. Ida's off, Bernardo is on, so that means we're going to the midfield three. Kyogo will be up front, Palma on the left, Maeda on the right. We know the drill. It's the normal formation. Oh shit, well I just said that. Palmas came off, Yang's on, so it's nice to see him get some minutes. So it'll be maybe Yang on the right, Maeda on the left. Or would they just put Yang on the left? This is the thing about interchangeable wingers. They can really just play both sides, really. Good work out. Here's Matthias O'Reilly. Let's see where he goes with this one. Just rolled across in the end by Scales. St Mirren are a good team. Yeah, no, St Mirren are a fine team. But like they've got potential, you know what I mean? They're in the top half of the split for a reason. They're not a bad side, but fundamentally we've done what we've needed to do. It's not like the Hibernian game where it's like, you know, both teams have had similar amounts of chances, so to speak, but we've been the more comfortable side, although it's not to say that it's been comfortable as a performance, because like I said, St Mirren have hit the post, or the bar I should say. Hearts had to make one or two good stops, and we've had to do a lot of good defensive work as well, so it's not as if it's been smooth sailing by any means. But like I said before we even got the first kick of the ball rolling, fundamentally we would have been the better side. That was what we could have counted on, and so far it's worked. You know what I mean? We still have about, I mean, with added time I'd imagine about 30 minutes roughly. I mean, I'm on like the 64th to give you like a rough idea, so it's kinda in that ballpark figure of about half an hour left to play. So if St Mirren score in the next 10 or 15, it makes the rest of this a lot more awkward, but if we just sound it out, we should be fine. You give credit to the Paisley boys though, because they're not sitting in, they're still very much trying to force the ball forward, and I always have respect for teams that do this. Like, yeah, sure, even if they lose 4 or 5 fucking nil, at least they went for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I hate Livingston, because they just sit in, they have no intent of doing anything other than playing for the point. At least at Mirren, they're like, fuck it, it's a cup match, throw ourselves at it, see what we can do. Even if they lose this game, I have nothing but love and respect for the way that they've played, because they've gone for it. And honestly, if that overhead kick goal went in, it would have been goal of the season. I'm not even being slightly sarcastic when I say that. Yeah, and as Mark's just said, very lucky that it's not 2-2. Granted, we've missed sitters too. If all of the chances were taken, I would say the game would be about 3-2, 4-2. And it would honestly be a lot fairer of a reflection on St Mirren, because they deserve a goal, realistically. They've been more than good enough to merit a goal, but I'd much prefer to get a third first, just so we're comfortable and fine and there's no problems. But we are halfway through this half, so I need to plug. My bad, my apologies, but I need to... this is the screen. Hi, hello. If you're watching this as a VOD, hope you're well, but if you're watching this live, even better. It means you're even cooler than the people that watch the VODs. But if you would do me as a massive favour and like the stream if you haven't already, and if you are new here, consider subscribing. It's the best thing you can do. We'll try to hit 1,250 by the end of the season, and we're making good progress. Way better progress than I thought we would have at this point, so any appreciation, well, any support would be met with a lot of appreciation, I should say. There we go. But aye, back to the game, that's all. So Mirren finally swinging the corner, and it's literally over, everyone and out. That was a minute and a half for nothing. Thank you, St Mirren. That was very cool. O'Reilly's went missing since the Madrid rumours. Not necessarily. I mean, he was involved in the second goal. He had a shot literally cannon off the post. It's because he's been forced to play deeper, which is kind of why I'm surprised that instead of... Like, it shouldn't have been Bernardo that came on. Realistically, it should have been a Wata. But it is what it is. It's a loose touch for Bernabe. That one's just going to bounce out. Need to go with the last kick of the ball. Exactly it. The game isn't done until it's done, until that whistle goes. Football is a funny sport. And St Mirren, again, they're not sitting in, they're not resting on the laurels, so... Decent take and touch for them. They could move it forward here. They do indeed do so. There is a run down that right hand side if they want to take it on. They get past the first man, but Bernabe's there to block out the second. A little bit awkward, but the Argentine stands his ground. He gets decked, and oh my god, of course. Okay, they've started diving. There was nothing wrong with that challenge. I think even the referee realises that, but he's going to card them anyway. Yellow. Let me have a gander there. No, he didn't even get touched. He went down like an absolute bitch. Okay, I was just after talking about how I respect the way that they played, and then they do that. Okay, if they score from this, fair enough, but that was not a foul. I don't care what there was nothing wrong with that. Guy was just raging that he got absolutely blitzed in a 50. But they do have a set piece chance. I wouldn't really be able to gauge a distance. I'd say about 30 yards out from the edge of the box. Definitely a in-swinger type one though. If he goes for a goal for here, then clinically he must be insane. This is definitely back post territory if they're going to go for it. I appreciate that, Jeff, mate. Very kind, man. There's a swing in. Oh, well, they didn't go back post. They went near post instead. St Mirren do pop it through, though. If he didn't hit that like it was, you know, a playful slap on the back of a kid's head, then fair enough, they might have actually got something to go there. It was just a bit poor for Kyogo in the clearance front. But nothing really wrong for either side there. Good football all round. Ralston put under some pressure by Mondragon, but it's not really going to be too much. Maeda will chase Gogic to try and get that one. Doesn't find anyone in particular. It's just a little bit awkward between the midfield battle right now. No sides wanting to have control of it for more than a couple of seconds. O'Reilly's bundled over and there's a foul. Phil. Oh yeah, there were rumours all about. Like, I mean, for O'Reilly, it was, you had Atletico Madrid at the start of January because of how he played against them in the Champions League. Big chance. Oh, that's unlucky for Yang. Did well to give it a go, man. Just couldn't really stay on his feet though. That's unlucky. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's definitely a goal kick. I don't know why he's complaining, but Hemmings clears it. Headed up by Scales. Big man got up there, man. Jesus. And again, go on, my son. But St Mirren still have it regardless. And there is a break. There is an overlap down that left-hand side. Here's Kilty. Gets the ball in. Doesn't find anyone though. Well gathered. St Mirren can go again if they want to try and take it. Skips past one. Has another crack. Takes a deflection and Hart does not come out and claim it. Jesus Christ. He allows Brown to get in for a header. It's a good chance for St Mirren, but they don't take it. I'm not sure if it's a corner. I think it is a corner. It was off. Oh, it was offside by like a significant distance anyway. Right, okay, but that's not as bad then. I was about to say that that could have been awkward, but we've survived it. There's no problems in that regard. Hell yeah, 1,144. That's progress. St Mirren have played it out from the back. Let's see where they go with this one. Steps inside again, no real problems there. We can just kind of stifle the early form pressure that they're kind of known for. Nice. We're just trying to steady the ship by any means here. But I don't like it because St Mirren are growing into this. They're definitely throwing more as the final few minutes kind of prod along. As long as we hold out, we're fine, but the next 5 minutes will be telling on this game. Scales steps out. And we just kind of play for safety again, yeah. That makes the most sense to me, no real problems there. Good cutback for Maeda. Could just see us trying to stifle any pressure that they try and put on us in the offensive kind of sense. Wait for them to step in, pop it high and wide and try and force the issue. Japanese players have come good today. They've all been fantastic for the most part. I wouldn't say, you know, top of the tree. Like, definitely not the greatest performance we'll ever see, but across the board, not bad. There's a good half crack for St Mirren, though. It was never really going to threaten the goal, but he was kind of on his own, so he had to take it. Might as well. Don't think there was really going to be too much worry from Hart. He just kind of stood there fine, positionally okay. Nothing real, yeah. Nothing really threatening about it. It was a good attempt for Scott, but it is what it is. Hey, to be fair, I wasn't expecting to beat 1440, Chief. I'm not going to, I'm not going to overextend my hand. We want a clean sheet. That would be absolutely ideal. Especially when you consider the fact that we're going through a bit of a lull of conceding stupid goals. It would just be nice to steady the ship here. There's a good ball in for Kyogo, but it was never really going to threaten too much. Hemmings comes out and collects it, no real problems at all, but spreads the play quickly. He started it quickly as well, and there is a run down that right hand side. Scott's overlapping. There is a ball down at him eventually. Just starts holding it up for some reason. Why would you do that? It's silly, man. He had a lot of space to run into. He could have made it a 1v1 versus Bernabeu, but he's opted to hold it up and he allowed Paolo to get in and close the space. Fair enough. It is what it is. Throw in for Celtic. It's deep in our own line though. Bernabeu doesn't find a green shot per se, but it doesn't necessarily work out for St Mirren either. They do have it, but they're under a lot of pressure. Goes down, trying to claim a foul, but he wasn't touched. St Mirren are starting to get a wee bit desperate when it comes to trying to buy fouls. They do win that one back though. Have a crack. He does have a crack, and Hart just stands his ground because the ball was coming straight at him at Mach 5. Well hit, but not well placed. Another good opportunity for the Paisley boys, but they just don't really keep it moving as fast as they really did in the first half. I think that's probably been the big issue, is that Celtic have just stepped up the pressure, especially on the offensive front. We've not had a better second half. I'd say we were actually better in the first when it came to creating chances, but at least in the second one we've been good at just steadying it, you know what I mean. We got the nice, you know, second early half goal, and that's all we needed to basically know that we were going to win this game. Not a performance where you'd say it's interstellar, but a performance where you'd look at it and you'd go, hey, it's not the bare minimum, it's an actual okay performance. But take nothing away from St Mirren, they've made this game more difficult. The final 2 changes are coming on, by the way. O is on, and Kuhn is on as well. They're the final 2 for the boys that have scored today. Kyogo's coming off, absolutely deserves it. In fact, deserves the first time that I can applaud someone coming off in a long time in a Celtic match. Very rarely does that happen nowadays. Maeda's going to be the other one to come off. He's not been as good, so he doesn't deserve the applause, but he deserves the well played, sir. And it's going to be the small German and the big Korean. Let's see what these two have got to offer. We know Kuhn can certainly do damage as a substitute, and O basically is a super sub, so we'd love to see it. How was it a farce? Wonder where Megan's got to. It was her birthday on Friday, she'll be celebrating her birthday weekend. But if you do watch this, Megan, if you see it later on or whatever, happy birthday from all of us. Oh, and Ricky Kelly, thank you for the sub, man. Very much appreciated. You're the 1145th. You've played a big part. Thank you very much. 5 away from 1150. Thank you very much. Very kind, man. Oh shit, St Mirren have just crossed it as soon as I said that. Fuck off. Right, okay, well, that was actually very well defended, to be fair. They're going to send it back in. McGregor just takes that one in the head like a champion. Good fucking stuff, big man. Mr. Consistency himself. This was the hardest time around, we had to win this match. Oh yeah, absolutely. The minimum is that we didn't get knocked out of both fucking cups early. You know what I mean? We might have fucked it with the Kelly game at the start of the season, but no real intent of making the same mistake twice. There you go. Let's play it into space. Let's see. Oh shit, St Mirren are playing it faster. They could be trying to get a little bit. Yeah, I think they're more or less playing for pride at this point. They're wanting to see how they can get back into it. If they do score in the next 5 minutes, maybe there's some underlying pressure. But if you feel like St Mirren's getting a goal, it will come for a set piece. Like, they'll have to try and buy a foul, which is probably why they're throwing themselves to the ground a bit more. Literally, case in point, there he goes straight to the ground. There's a little bit of contact. Bernardo kind of puts his arms out for, I mean, it's not a foul, I'll be honest with you, but again, can't really fault it. St Mirren are doing their best to try and force the issue. Yeah, Kuhn just steps in, like there's nothing wrong with that. He literally runs into the back of Kuhn's arse and then falls over. There's a couple of changes being made for St Mirren right now. Mandron's coming off for a Wunga, sorry, is that his name? Or a Junga, although there you go. And what was the other change? I didn't see the number. I could just pull up Google if it doesn't show me. I know Kilty was the one that went off. It's the number 20. Who's the 20 again? Is it Olasanya? Or I think it is Olasanya. If it isn't, then my bad, but I think it is. But he's on for Kilty, so there are changes. If we had our full squad to pick for, we would be absolutely fine. We wouldn't be sitting worrying at all, but getting stretched a little bit thin. But at the very least, we've managed to get through this game without any major injuries. You know what I mean? The only slight concern was when Welsh had a moment where he was kissing the post. But again, he's fae Coatbridge, he's fae where I'm fae, so of course he just takes it on the chin, gets up and moves on. St Mirren's 10 corners to our 3. Jesus Christ, is that actually what it is? To be, again, they are just trying to force the issue though. Double still on, exactly it, James. This was the bare minimum that we needed today, just a simple, stable performance where there's not too much to worry or complain about. Again, this is the second match in a row though, where I feel like we've not had as much chances as the other team. I could be wrong. But St Mirren, especially in the last 10-15 minutes, I wouldn't call them great chances, but they're having cracks for the edge of the area. They're trying to at least force the issue. I've got not a single problem with the way St Mirren's played so far in this game. They're at least giving it a go, and I've got nothing but respect for teams that can do that. Why fuck's sake, go up at Hampden. Fair enough, I can't argue with that, Jeff, but I mean, we kind of know how this is going to go. Rangers will get drawn against Greenock Morton and they'll get hit with Aberdeen or something. Or probably Hearts, actually. I'd imagine it would be Hearts, because that's just kind of how it goes for us. But it would be nice if it was a home tie, you know, considering the fact the last 3 fixtures that we've played, they've all been away from home. St Mirren, try and pop it up. It kind of comes back out for the Celtic clearance. St Mirren could swing it in again. They do. Oh my god, they really should have scored there. The guy just missed the ball entirely. How do you miss a header? They end up trying to prance themselves around. They can't keep it in play, and it's just going to roll out for us. That is poor from St Mirren. If he just had any sense of positioning, if he doesn't header that into the ground, because he just panics, it comes off him. And they just can't really get the feet out from under themselves, and they're just kind of shovelled out wide by the Celtic defence. It's very simple stuff this, but very pure. 4 subs away, hell yeah, thank you. I don't think my 3-1 prediction's on or anything, but I'm not going to complain at all. I'm very happy with this by most extents. It's probably one of the few performances where, yeah, like we might not have been the attacking team, but we've done the fundamental stuff right. Boring ass football, don't get me wrong. I still think that Rodgers really needs to pull his fingers out his arse and get tactics sorted ASAP. But for basically a B team, this is a good performance. Oh my god, Yang, you sexy wee cunt. Go. Go. Still going. Still going. What a go. He gave it his all. No fucking problems with that. Genuinely. Hell yeah. He basically did what Palmer couldn't do in the entire fucking 70 minutes he was on. He just takes the ball and runs. Gets past his man. Gives Gogic a run for his money. And I tell you what, if he got there before his man, oh, that could have been dangerous. Still could be dangerous. We have it for the edge of the area. Here's Matt O'Reilly. Matthias! Oh, cannons off the back of his man. Gathered by Olasunya, but doesn't really quite gather it back. And here's Kuhn from the edge of the area. Could move it forward. Opts to go out wide instead, actually. Not the worst call. Here's Yang. Steps past 1, steps past 2. His dribbling is so good. There's a good chance as well, and it goes all the way wide. This wee guy is balling. He is balling. Look at him go. That was so well fucking done, man. It is a corner. It does come off the back of the captain's leg, but they've given it as a goal kick to St Mirren. That's what it is, I suppose. We have for far too long not used set pieces. Yeah, that's just been woven into the fabric of our DNA. Especially over the last few years. How many corners we going to get done out of? I mean, so far in this game too, there was one about 5 or 10 minutes ago, and then that one there. That one was a clear and obvious one, that's why it's a little bit forced back. Brown's going to play it back to Hemmings. He'll try and send it forward and see if there's any options he can go with. Punts it. Ralston, who's been very solid this game, might I add. Probably the best defender out the 4 of the. Couple of really good balls in behind. Positionally, he's been very good as well. A little bit weird there, but St Mirren can break forward. They do have the opportunity. That is a fucking brilliant dangling leg for Scales. Big Liam Scales once again. What a boy. Gets a leg out and just makes it hard. Olasunya couldn't really do much else with it, but they have a throw in. Played short to Scott. Tries to get the deflected cross, and to be fair, does get it inside. It doesn't really find anyone, and I'm not really sure what the end goal was from the defensive clearance there. I'm not sure if it was a shot or he was trying to just pop it back up into the box. Robinson's face tells you everything you need to know. He looks like he's trying to take a shite. Just pure. Just mixed anger, I suppose. As you've always said, Brendan and Aj, get some advice. Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're a manager that's got as much pedigree as Rodgers has, you shouldn't be fucking needing advice from anyone. You should just know. But, oh, Kuhn! Oh, it doesn't quite do enough there. It does well to get past his first man, but it deflects off the inside of Gogic's leg there. Ball into the box again. Yang's not going to be able to outstrength Brown there. Good ball in for O'Reilly, but just not the little bit. Well, just not the correct ball in behind. Meanwhile, all teams used to shite themselves when Aka stepped over the ball. Oh my god, I was watching the review for the 06-07 season and that fucking Rugby Park goal. Just everything about it was superb. Naka was an absolute magician, to be fair. If there's one guy that I would take back in like his prime that I've seen play like live, it would probably be Nakamura. Guy just oozes class, you know what I mean? We've got too much long left in this game left to go. I'd imagine about 5 or 10 minutes at the most. Though this league it will probably be about 10. But thank you for the support on this stream, by the way. It's a weird time kick off on a Sunday when most people are probably hungover, and yet there's like 80 people just chilling watching this. Very cool, very pog. Thank you very much. Here's Kuhn, gets past his man again. Nice, going all over, ball in. Oh, this could block Yang. Right idea, heads it down back across his man, but one thing St Mirren have done quite consistently well this game is put their bodies in the way when it matters. Good block there, but just enough to bring it straight back. It's out towards the edge of the area again. Go on, Kuhn. Same exact thing happens, he just deflects it straight off the inside of oh my god, he's just sold him a dream. Do it again. Out towards Matt O'Reilly. Is he going to hit it? He does. That one's always going to be sailing over the bar though, but again, a lot more pressure in the last few moments. Forcing chances. You've got 89 minutes, hell yeah. Well, I'm a good few minutes behind that, to be fair. But again, it is what it is. Nice, good header up. He could play that in behind if he wants to do it. Yeah, that's the only complaint you can probably say with St Mirren's game. They've been a little bit lacklustre when it comes to the quicker decisions. They've really kind of forced the issue on themselves. On Naravchik, yeah, to be fair, Naravchik was a baller. Alan Thompson, he's another one. John Hodgson, he was class as well. Chris Sutton, you would take him. But again, I'm thinking of players that I've seen live, and Naka I've seen live in a charity match. And even in the charity match, he was fucking incredible, so tells you all you need to know. Ball's been played for... Okay, that was actually a really good take for I was going to say Johnston there, Ralston. Forward he rolls. Big Bricky, where you going, son? He tries to go around his man on his own. Fucking go on, son. Almost gets there and all. Gets decked in the end, but it was a completely fine challenge. Nothing was going to be given for that. Eventually it's rolled across. Bernaby gets there in front of his man, although they're on the chase to force some issues themselves and eventually cleared out to the side and fine. Rogers Pedigree doesn't have any. He's won the round of the... Yeah. Basically an FA Cup and a Super Cup, basically. Lubo, silky smooth, man. He could play like that fucking ball was attached on a string. How we go Celtic! Two absolutely fine goals, to be fair. The second one was scrappy in admitted terms, but the first one was fucking class. Palmer cross, Kyogo take, one touch, and then he just hits it as hard as he can straight into the bottom corner. The second one was Matt O'Reilly canning it off the ball, comes straight back, and Maid is just in the right place at the right time to kind of just deflect it into the roof of the net. Oh, Yang. Shot! Oh, that's either a save or the post, I'm not sure which one, but either way, good fucking effort for Yang. He's been fucking insanely good since he's came on. Love to see it go on. Wee man wants a goal, you can see it in the way he's playing. There's some urgency about him. Here's Bernaby. Yang opts to cut it short in the end. Does eventually play it out towards space. Here's O'Reilly. Bernardo. Rolled in, and it's over the bar. He can't keep it on the deck. It's so unlucky, and his reaction says everything. Similar to Aida, he's in the right position, just doesn't have the right finish though. Zidane was asking in an interview what it was like being the best midfielder in League One. He said Mirren was the best. Fair. I mean, that's high fucking praise, you know what I mean? But then again, Lupo was just genuinely different gravy. He was a bowler. But we do have a corner kick. You've got opportunities here. There's Yang playing it short, I'd imagine. That's what we're going to do. This is where we'll start burning as much time off the clock as we can. Played out towards O'Reilly, although his touch was admittedly lacking. Played towards space. Gogic takes a touch. Probably been their best player of the day if you're going in terms of contributions to the game. Some absolutely cracking efforts at goal, but nothing really turned up when it was necessary for the big man. It's played out towards the left hand side. Some pressure from us. We've won the ball back. It's fucking excellent work between him and Ralston. That was superb. Osman, that's even better from him. He's still got it. Gets taken down there. That really should have been a foul. The referee just tells him to get up, which is fair enough. Ball's played up into space, and Hart's just going to collect that. Simple and fucking pure. We love to see it. I appreciate that, James, as always, Chief. Love to see that, man. Very wholesome. Thank you. There ain't too much time left in this one, to be fair. We got about 2.5, 3 minutes. So by most accounts, pleased. I just wanted us to have a very, very decent, simple, clean performance. It was an awkward as fuck first half, but they grew into the game over time, you know what I mean? And I think we actually ended up with the same amount of shots, because we've had about 10 in the last kind of 25 minutes or so. We've certainly woken up. We've kind of had a much better game, especially when you compare them to the previous two. But St Mirren is a weaker opponent, so you can't really take too much about it. It's not to say St Mirren are shite, by the way. They're still a very good side. They have played some fantastic football. Honestly, they do merit a goal, but it's hard to take away from the fact that defensively we've been fine, and for once Joe Hart actually can use his body to get across to things. It's quite nice. Hey doing, Joseph? I presume you've just been languishing in chat. How you doing, mate? Laundry done, clean sheet. Exactly that, man. That's the minimum we needed. They had power. I was literally just about to say that when I read the first one. When it's a draw for the next round. After the Hearts and Airdrie game, and that's at 5, so I'd imagine around 8 PM, something like that. You'll find out by the end of the night who we get drawn up against. But I think in the pot right now you've got Livingston, Greenock Morton, Aberdeen, Hibs, obviously Rangers, Celtic most likely, unless we cataclysmically fuck up in the final minute. Oh, we could have had 3. Bernardo had a half crack, nearly went in. Damn. But very poggers, man. Very poggers indeed. I'm happy with this performance. Not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but we did make our chances count. How you doing, Sandwich? Well, how you doing, and catch you after. Hope you had a good stream, man. Thank you very much. Mallorca Valley, another game is on. If anybody gives a toss, I'll have a little look at it. There is the final whistle. Pretty happy with that. I mean, it's not going to be the most enthusiastic yas that yous will ever hear, but it's going to come nonetheless. So let's have a little, let's go onto this screen here. Yous all know the drill. If you're new here, then this is a thing that we do. Whenever Celtic win, I scream at the top of my lungs, or at least within my means. So, aye, we're doing that, I suppose. So, gentlemen, for the win. And for the victory. Fucking yes! Roaches! Happy, quite content, very pleased, very cool. Could not have gone better for us. Clean sheet, 2 goals, 2 very simple goals in the end of the day, but the first one definitely deserves some specific praise. Very cool. Draws at 4:40 today. Really, I don't think it would be, because there's still the... Hold on. There is still the Scottish Cup game still to be played, although it might be. I'm not honestly too sure. Yeah, because you've got Airdrie and Hearts later on today. I'm kind of rooting for Airdrie as much as I'm an Albion Rovers fan, just because it would be funny to see Hearts get knocked out. But yeah, besides that, that's a full-time result today. Very cool. So if you're just here for the game, that is all. In relation to the score, I put double the green in. Hell yeah. I mean, I kept myself a little bit for the end of the game so I can actually enjoy the victory, but very good from us, man. Draws at 4:30. Well, there you go. Damn. So I presume they'll just have like a Hearts / Airdrie type thing then. Those blue cards coming in, the game's done. It kind of feels like it, right? I've seen a lot of talk about them. I know they're trying to bring them in the Premier League. They wouldn't really get away with that. Was the score yesterday? You mean between Rangers and Ayr? 2-0 it ended. Or if you're talking about the rugby, I was watching the Scotland and France rugby match. That fucking ending pissed me off. What is the point? that ball touched the ground. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That ball absolutely touched the ground. Scotland should have beaten France yesterday. Absolute fucking robbery, man. But aye, that was a thing that happened. Is there any games you would like me to have a little gander at? Because, I mean, it is 3 PM, so there will be other games that are live that you can... I mean, if you want me to take a gander at them, I can. But in terms of our performance, a much better second half. We wanted to steady the ship, and like I said, the 15 minutes, or the opening 15 minutes of the second half would have told us all we needed to know. Should have been absolutely should have been a try alpha. Yep. That's the thing. But this is how you know it's a universal problem in sport. Referees can fuck up a game. Simple machinery can fuck up a game. Not the players, not the tactics, not what the managers or players do, but what the outside influence does for the game. It's stupid. Like, I remember watching it, and when it, even live, I was like, that touched the ground, we've just won the game, fucking yes. And then you see the just the wrong call. It was just, everything about it sucked. It just reminded me of the game in the 2015 Rugby World Cup. Well, we should have won if the referees could do their jobs correctly, but they did not. So, it is what it is. But there's no evidence of it being grounded. Yeah, apart from the multiple frames where it shows it being grounded. Stanley Bridge Celtics versus Congo Rangers. Are they actually playing each other, out of curiosity? I wonder. Let's see how they're doing. Nah, they're up against Cray Wanderers. Oh yeah, no, I forgot they put technology in. Yeah, honestly, it was just dumb. There's been 4 cards since you've turned it on, Jesus. The South Africa game, yeah. Good result, hard fought on. What are the odds we get Rangers? Well, I mean, quarter final, right? So it's 1-7. It is possible. But, nah. Realistically, we'll probably get Livingston. Right? It won't be a great team, it won't be a bad team, it will be somewhere firmly flat in the middle, so to speak, but by most accounts, I wouldn't be too disappointed with it. Whoever we get drawn against, we know we can beat them. You know, we're the best team in the country for a reason, but it's going to be a difficult one to expect us to do it consistently, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a draw where we get put up against Rangers, especially if we're playing like that, because even though it was a bit better than the Hibs and Aberdeen's games, it still wasn't great. You know, it was like, just a bit better than the bare minimum. If there's like a rating system, I'd say it's a 6 out of 10 game. Just a bit better than what we usually have been given in the last few games. This is the SFA as opposed to they'll wait until the semi-finals at the least so they can do split tickets and actually sell out Hampden. Any money we get, Hearts or Aberdeen away? Probably Hearts. No, Rangers will probably Rangers will get Greenock Morton. They'll get Greenock Morton at home, almost guaranteed. But I would honestly, I would like to see like Greenock Morton get drawn like at home against Livingston, because that would pretty much guarantee that they would probably be in the semi-final. We'll get drawn away again. Yeah, most likely. I mean, to be fair, we got the first round of the cup we were at home. This one was away. Hopefully, by the logic of the game, we get drawn at home, but it really depends against who, because I don't give a fuck unless it's specifically against Rangers. Like, if it's any other team, put us away, we can win, but it's a bit different, because chances are it'll probably be like, Celtic and Rangers, guess what, Ibrox baby, boom, get fucked. Call that Capricorn again, I'll hunt you down. It's not, I drink it at the start of the day, because it's vitamins and all that good jazz. Plus it's better than, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've drank a shit ton of water in the last, I mean, I've got 2 empty bottles down there, but yeah, I mean, I suppose there isn't too much else to cover. I'll stick around until we're about 2.5 hours in, and then I'll call it. So we've got about 13 minutes to go through whatever we need to go through, so if you've got any games that you'd like me to have a little gander at, then you're more than welcome to throw that request in and do so. But, oh yeah, so I'll probably just do this right. What do you think of the shirt, by the way? It's one of the new ones that I got. I think it's quite nice. Old fashioned one, like a car mechanic shirt almost. They'd have to get us to Phil Cotland for the ad. To be fair, that would be the one benefit. But then again, it's the SFA. They'll be like, oh, because of restrictions, blah blah blah. Like maybe you get the corner part where you maybe have a few thousand, but I don't really see that happening. Let's be honest though, it would be very unlikely that Celtic and Rangers get drawn against each other. That's the thing, like when I was looking through it, because I forgot I had this. I was like, because I bought it like a long time ago. Not like a long time ago, like maybe a year or 2 ago. When I was redoing up this room. And I put it in a box and I forgot about it until I was clearing out that cupboard that's right there. And it was at the bottom. I just seen it in a box, I'm like, oh, alright, fair enough, poggers. I guess I've got a good one. It is very clean, I love it. It's simple, but it's, you know, pure shop. I appreciate that, voice. You're off, that's totally fine, Jeff. Thank you for coming in and joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you, man. Hopefully we get to see you next time. Oh yeah, I should do that before anyone else departs, in case you're curious about when the next game is. We don't play on Wednesday. I don't think we do anyway. No, we don't. Right, cool. We'll actually get a week to relax and recover. Big pog. But when we do come back, at least in terms of streaming, I might have a video made in between for Wednesday or something, just so that there's a little bit of content to tick over. But if not, then the next time you'll definitely see me is 17th of February, a couple of days after Valentine's Day. Hopefully some of you have got plans, but I certainly fucking don't. I didn't even know Valentine's Day was a thing until about 2 days ago. I forgot entirely about it. I've not celebrated Valentine's Day in like 6 years. I am very much alone. Very much single, my boys, so yeah, not bad by any sense, but there you go, there's a little gander at it in case you're curious about when the next game is. So you can jot that down in your diaries if you're curious about coming back. You know how it usually goes. I'll be live about 15 minutes beforehand. Usually I go live at about 1:45 if it's a 1 hour kick-off. 5 minutes to let people come in and then I start. Thank you very much, Stephen. Very kind of you, man. But your mum's man, a t-shirt from the Celtic shop is similar bottle green colour, nice. So there you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you love to see. Rangers play twice next week. Yeah, they play Ross County, I believe. That's their game in hand, if I remember right. I didn't even know there was a game going on right now. Dundee are winning against it. It's 16 minutes into additional time. What the fuck must have happened? Someone must have died. But aye, Dundee are keeping themselves more than firmly alive. Fair play to them. Still in the top half. But that's not what I really care about. But yeah, there you go. Rangers versus Ross County. They kick off at 7:45 on Valentine's Day. Fair enough. So, if the big man wants to do me a favour, you can give me a Valentine's Day gift and make sure that Ross County give them the most frustrating 0-0 draw they've ever seen. It would be quite funny. But that's the only midweek game alongside the Motherwell and Aberdeen one. But when we come back, we're here. They're up against St Johnstone. Both similarly tough games, I guess. Killie are obviously the much better side when you look at the table. Obviously, they're 4th. St Johnstone are not. They're 10th. But we're at home, so realistically, I can see that being a match day where both teams win. But Ross County might frustrate them. Ross County are one of the kind of specialists at pulling out draws. Rangers are not really draw. They either win or lose. So to be fair, Rangers will probably win that game. That is what it is, though, right? Are you covering the quarterfinals draw? Probably not. I'll be honest with you. I don't know when it is. If it's in the next 5-10 minutes, but if it's at past or something, it means that I'd be live for basically about 3.5-4 hours by the time it's done. Yeah, to be fair, Flash, that's what I'm thinking. It's County, You can say whatever you want, Virtual, as long as it's not racist or outright offensive. You know the drill. You're a mod. Although if you say the earth is flat, I'm reaching through the screen to slap you. Just formal warning. It's a little gander actually in the Discord. That other game finished. Dundee won their game, so they have a nice little gap now between them and Hibs. Should be that as well. Get rid of the split and fuck the SFA. No, I mean the split, I don't mind the split as much because it gives the teams that aren't Celtic and Rangers something to fight for. If you're 7th and you've got 10 matches left, there's nothing to really play for or win. You don't care, but if there's at least the split that you can fight for, you'll play a bit better. I can get why they'd keep that. However, the second one I fully agree with. I do indeed fuck the SFA. In order to get rid of the split, you need to add more to the league. Yeah, you'd need to make it a straight 38 league game overhaul. Or, again, you would need to allow more teams into the league to maybe do something like a... I don't know, what's a safe number? Because if you do 12 teams, then you're playing 48 games, which just... Especially if you're doing the same tactics that we do now, you could increase it to have 18 teams and play 36, but then most of the teams at the lower end are shite. Dundee have been a surprise this season, yeah. There have been a couple, Killie have been surprising, St Mirren have been pretty good, although they were pretty good last season too, to be fair. We don't mind the spot because if we don't finish that. with more points in fourth. I get that, but that's because after the split they play worse teams, so it doesn't really matter. Hearts away would not be great either. Yeah, realistically wouldn't be. It's always a toss-up. Well. Let's actually do this now before I forget. Fair enough. My bloods are fine, I'm not going to perish or anything like that. If you got any more questions or anything, you're more than welcome to throw them in there now, because I need to get ready to end this stream soon. You covering the draw? I'm not honestly sure, because again I don't want to just sit and wait around for basically 30 minutes just to find out what I could find out when I open up my phone and just look at it. But I mean, one thing you can do, you can go into the Discord and I'll kind of post them as they come through, sort of thing. I did that for the Nations League. Did anyone see that, by the way, in case you haven't, who we've got in our Nations League group? Croatia, Poland and Portugal. Which means that the World Cup qualifying campaign could have a very surprise entrant. Be very cool. Actually cares about academies. It's not so much that, it's just that he wants to prioritise national identity in football over everything else. Yeah, what do you make it, Flash? You think it's a group we can do damage in? I certainly don't think we get relegated. I think we're better than Poland. England got Republic. I think they got the easiest probable group they could have asked for, but that game will be good. Those games will always be good. Anytime England play any of the British Isles except Northern Ireland, it's always a good match. Wales hate England, Ireland hate England, Scotland fucking despises England. So hell yeah. I think yeah, as a group we can certainly do damage in 100%. Because we've got a bunch of friendlies as well, haven't we? Next month for Scotland we've got the Dutchies and the Northern Irish. You need to get rid of Desmond to get rid of the wall, aye. That's the thing, you can cut down the tree, but there's always still the stump though. We'll let this song play out, and then when it's finished the outro music one will come on. Let's just cue that one up so that it's ready. How do we get rid of Desmond? Atom ray. Just point and shoot. Send him to the back rooms, we'll be fine. Yeah, unless he gets like pressured like the Glazers or something to like sell the club, in which case, I mean, even because Celtic's a very attractive business inquisition, if Celtic ever got listed, there would be interest, but I would never want to see Celtic sell our soul, not the way that other teams have. You know, it's all well and good having those seasons where you do well in Europe, but I wouldn't want them to come at the cost of us selling the very fucking fabric of what we stood against. The idea of just straight up corruption and bullshit. And then it's like, oh yeah, no, we'll allow the Saudis to buy us. Nah, I want a Scottish investor that actually gives a fuck, man. Exactly, yeah, Flash, you put it best. It's like, no, it's not to disrespect them, because they're just doing what they're, I mean, it's worked for them, so they might as well keep doing it. But there's also about, for every 2 success stories, there's about 100 absolute failures. So, nah, with all due respect, I would rather have someone that's local that actually gives a fuck. You know, even if it's like Rod Stewart that buys the club, it's still more dependable than some random prick in a suit that clearly just doesn't give a fuck about the fabric or identity of the club. It's all about like systematic aggression when it comes to that type of thing. It's all about who can be the meanest, and I've never understood that. Yeah, it's like when you look at our business records, they're some of the best in Britain. Like, we bring in an average of like plus 150% on an average year. We are fucking fine, but we don't spend it, and that's what we'll kind of like. Because again, most teams, they would just spend what they have. Like, again, you have transfer spending for a reason, because that's not just profit. That's literally what you've got to spend without it affecting the club in any way negatively. Like, we could spend 20 million tomorrow and it wouldn't affect the club at all. Like, that's side funds, that's transfer spending for a reason. But we need to take a blueprint that's more similar, not to an Inter, but to a Brighton. Invest in youth, absolutely, but prioritise special talents, specific talents that work within your system. That's why Brighton have done as well as they have in recent seasons. Or do what Aston Villa do. Focus on having a good developmental coach that can get the best out of shit players and watch him work. Rodgers is a good tactician, but only when the tactics work. When they don't, he's stale, he can't adapt, and that's the thing in Scottish football, where football changes week to fucking week based on who you play. You can't just play with the same tactics. And watch what happened when we played today. We tried something different, we keep a clean sheet and we score 2 goals. Might not have been the prettiest performance, but that's with a tactic that we don't really use that often. So when you look at it like that, it is what it is. Aye, a younger CEO, it would make more sense, you know what I mean? But of course you want to have someone that's still got experience or like enough proof to say, hey, I've been like a business owner for 30 years, I've never had a single issue with banks, I've never had this, I can properly invest, I love the club. Because it would just be nice to see, you know, it would be very, very nice to see. But we all know how it goes, boys, we all know how it goes. But aye, I'm going to get ready to boost off for the now, because I know that cup draw is probably in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not honestly sure. In fact, let me look up. Cup draw 10. With the draw scheduled to take place before the 5 PM kickoff. Shit, did I just stay alive for this? Does it mean that it will be over in like less than 20 minutes? Interesting. Shit. Right, I might need to pause the outro, because I mean, if it's literally straight into it and then done, that won't be as bad or irritating or annoying, but I'm not sure. I'm now caught in 2 fucking worlds, because I could yeah, I might as well actually, right? It's like 10 minutes. The one thing is proven quality, yeah, absolutely. The thing is about acquiring talents and then keeping them. That's the big thing. Right, actually, what I'll do, I'll put a vote. Right, I'll keep it up for like a minute. I need you to answer. I'll just put cup draw. New, and then stop. Wally, right there. I'll leave that up for like 60 seconds or something, and we'll base it off of that. I won't be able to see what anyone's saying in chat because it's just taken up by this poll thing, but yeah, we'll have a little gander at that and make sure that it's all fine and good, because if there is a cup draw to be looked at, then I'll stay live until I know who we're playing. wonder, can I vote on these? Probably not. Nah, I can't. I forgot where some ashtrays behind that. What was your position when you played football? When I was with Airdrie Villa, I was a goalkeeper, yeah. Although I played as a midfielder as well. I technically played all across the park, because I played striker as a kid, midfield as a teenager, and then like as a younger man goalkeeper, because that was after I got my leg absolutely blitzed. Right, I suppose I should put the change the title of the stream to include the 5th round, and then and Scottish and draw reaction. There we go. I can't spell. Let's go. This is incredible. I have a higher in English. Boom. There we go. I've added it to the title. Let's end this and see where we're ending it in terms of poll votes. End poll. How are we looking? Oh, everyone's literally voted yes. Right, cool. I guess I'm going to stay alive for another 5 or 10 minutes and have a little gander at the draw when it happens. We've got about 9 minutes to burn, so I suppose I'll just stare lifelessly into the screen for like 5 or 6 seconds. I have no idea what to do. See, when there isn't anything to really do or talk about, it makes it awkward for me, because now I need to sit here for 8 minutes, wait for the draw to start, and then wait for... I don't even give a fuck about the rest of the draw. I want to see who Celtic are drawn against. Once that happens, I can end stream. But I'm probably going to be live for about 3 hours at this point, which I don't necessarily mind, but it is inconvenient. I suppose I should put a different, just put music on in the background so there's something to listen to. Who's everybody's favourite player? Right now? Or of all time? Because that's a, you're asking to totally different. Right now, I would say probably a toss-up between Musiala, because he's really good, or probably Kevin De Bruyne. The way that guy plays is just silky fucking smooth. Ever though, you're asking a whole different question. I mean, fuck. I don't know. Alright, I'll fucking... Georgish Sanas. Greek mythology, but an actual person. That guy is just goated. Oh yeah, if it's like on the telly, then probably I'd say like in modern era, Kevin De Bruyne. Of all time, you could take your pick, honestly. I mean, for me it'd be a toss up between either. Like, you've got Thierry Henry, absolute baller. Zidane, absolute baller. I mean, David Beckham, absolute baller, but again, I appreciate Scottish football more, so it's, again, I always look at the Celtic legends. Fuck it, Arthur Boruc. If you're going in the flesh, Messi. I've seen Messi play live when they beat us 2-0 at Celtic Park. My fucking god, the way that guy moves. He is goated, like genuinely just insanely good at the sport. You know, I've never seen Jinky on tape. I mean, I was born in the noughties. Oh, millennial baby. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some good players live, but De Bruyne and Messi, they're the two. Of all time, I would say Messi's the best player I've ever seen. De Bruyne is probably my favourite player right now to watch in terms of just how he controls the ball. born in '66. Jesus Christ, you were born right at the peak of our powers. You love to see it, man. You came along at a good time. Well, to be fair though, when I was born 2-3 years later, we were in a Europa League final, so I guess that makes sense. Maybe if I ever have a kid when he's like 2, we'll maybe reach a European final. I need to find out a way to watch the draw. Does anyone know where the draw is on, or if I might just find like a transcript or something actually, so you can react to it live with me. Oh, why do I need to read a Sun article? Go away. It's on BBC One Scotland, which I guess is okay, but I'll pull up the live transcripts when it happens. Prime Andrea Pirlo, to be fair, passing master, absolute fucking like beast when it came to controlling the touch, man. But there's a bunch of players, like, that's the thing, there's too many to be like, that's the perfect player, because every player has something that they can offer, you know what I mean? Right. The Daily Record's doing a live transcript draw, so I suppose I'll just pull that one up. Because I can't be arsed turning on my TV to pull on fucking BBC One Scotland in Harmon. And even then I don't have a telly licence and I don't intend to pay for a telly licence, so I don't care. I'm getting a transcript, fuck that shit. Your daughter was born in the summer of the Portal final. Or you would have been there, Jesus Christ. To be fair, that is one of those like questions that you'd ask a football fan, wouldn't it? Like, if your team was in the Champions League final but your wife went into labour the same day, where would you be? And it's like watching like a guy's face go, shit, what one hour would I take? I have the advantage of being single as fuck, man, so when it comes to it, if anytime anyone ever asks me that question, I'm like, football? The fuck? It's like no one would ever date me willingly, so get to fuck with that shit, you know what I mean? I'm vibing, I'm going to be there, man, you kidding me? I'll be there with the fucking travelling circus in full voice. That's why I love doing this commentary stuff, because if it takes off, there's like a chance where I might end up landing, like, you know, like you have those YouTubers that end up going about like and doing things, you know, like doing commentary for other teams, like you have Vizzy that does it for like for Burnley and stuff. I'd love to be able to do stuff like that, you know what I mean? I imagine waking up one day getting an email for Celtic, it's like, alright wee man, we're going to send you out to fucking a Champions League match just so you can make one of your stupid, silly, crappy videos. I'll be like, yep. Thank you. But most likely that ain't going to happen. We're about a minute away for the draw starting, so that's kind of cool. But obviously I don't think it starts until about 20 minutes to. Yeah, there's the key events and stuff. So if you want a little gander, oof, that was laggy as fuck, man. I even felt that through there. But there's a bunch of players that we can. I just realised that probably looks broken as fuck on this. But here are the key events. That's the one that we're focusing on for the draw, because it'll all kind of pop up and stuff as it goes on, kind of thing. So I'll pull that up when the draw actually starts and we know what's happening. You would have never been for, yeah, fair enough then, you know. It was one thing, like, you get to experience one of the greatest days of your life followed up by your life ending at the hands of your lassie fell. Can't argue with that. So I think the draw actually starts properly at 22, which sucks because it means I have to sit here and pure like waste time. It would have sucked if we'd lost. Like if we'd lost to St Mirren in the day, oof. I mean, this draw would have broken my heart, but yeah, thankfully we got the job done. You know what I mean? No problems in that sense of regard, but it gets you curious about like pot seedings and stuff like that. Well, I mean, of all the you've got Aberdeen in pot 1, you've got Airdrie and Hearts in pot 2, Celtic's pot 3, Greenock Morton's pot 4, Hibs is pot 5, Kelly's pot 6, Livi's pot 7, and pot 8 is Rangers. So if number 3 and 8 come out, it's an Old Firm derby. Ideally, best case scenario for basically any team is getting drawn up against 4 at home, but there are totally winnable games. Livingston, we canter quite comfortably. I'd say Greenock's obviously the favoured ones, maybe Aberdeen if we're at home. It's, yeah, I mean, it's certainly a draw that can cause some good problems. That would be best case scenario, Mark. Obviously, if you're going in terms of tough ties, those are the ones that you probably want to avoid. Away to Hearts, if we can avoid Tynecastle, fabulous. If we can avoid Easter Road, brilliant. Pittodrie, better. There we go. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens in terms of next releases and things like that. Once the first like little event thing pops up, I'll switch screens over so you can see it as it comes through. If we lost, yeah, if we had lost, it would have sucked ass. Simple and pure. Boop, boop, boop. Hearts versus Rangers v Celtic. I'd be interested if that was the case, but again, quarter final, they'll try and prioritise making as much money out of this as possible. It won't even be until about the semi-finals, I'd say. But regardless of what happens, I'm curious to see who we get drawn against. The minimum expectation is that we get drawn against a kind of top flight side. I'd honestly be happy if it's like a Kelly at home type scenario. I just don't want it to be Hearts away or Rangers away. If we can avoid those two, most other ties I can see being quite easily winnable. Because I mean, a lot of people looked at today like it was going to be tough. I knew we were going to win the day comfortably, but it was just a case of how many. And I mean, we weren't great, to be honest with you. St Mirren made it difficult, but it is what it is. It happens. The hot and cold box, imagine they pull that fucking tactic out, I swear to God. There we go, right, we've got little things coming through. Yep, well, they just confirmed it there. The 9 teams will be drawn in the next 10 minutes. That's your field of time to work with. Obviously you can't see the writing in black because the way that my screen's set up on this, I can't literally stretch it any more than I already have, but there is that. But if for those that can't see it, it's 9 teams have been drawn into the hat, well most of them, well they still have 90 minutes of call action to get through it from Lanarkshire and Airdrie, blah blah blah. We're only caring about these ones because that's the draws, that's when we get to see who we actually play. And those are the ones we care about, so yay. But that's in 10 minutes or so, apparently. Guess what? Chicken, but no, actually, what's up? I can't literally click on links. Can you tell me what it is? Let's part to spot this after the stream as well, but fuck it, I guess, because I'm live a little bit longer than usual. Bippity boppity boop, bitch. Let's go. Right. What's happening? I love the way they do that. Nothing ever beats the excitement of a cup draw. It's like, aye, winning £1 million. Because then I wouldn't need to give a fuck about football. I just move, not care. Life is good again, but nah. I'm presuming I'll need to open up a... Aye, right. Okay. Discord, please. Can you open? If it was worth pulling up on stream, I'll pull it up on stream. But it's draw starting in the next 5 or minutes or so. They said 10 minutes at 34 minutes past. So usually it's around that kind of time. We'll know exactly who we're playing in the next 15 minutes for sure, because the draw starts at that time. Direct messages, there we go. Giving him a fucking man bun, we'll love to see that's close. So get your prediction in, fellas. In fact, I'll get a poll up. I think that makes sense, just so you can keep yourselves engaged. I know it's a little bit boring when there's not much to do right now, but another poll is about to come out right about now. Who do we get? Let's think that. Well, that's... I need to work within fucking capital limitations. So we'll put Rangers, because that's an obvious one. We'll put Greenock. We'll put Hearts, Aberdeen, and then... Oh, well, I can only put 4 options on. I'll put the 3 kind of obvious ones and then other. Bang! Get your fucking votes and shit in, boys. We'll see what's happening in the next minute or so. It's literally just a picture of some of his one of his players in FIFA. It's pretty cool in that sense, but I honestly think in the back of my head we're probably going to get quite unlucky. It will definitely be some form of good side, I'd imagine. I don't see it being Greenock. Best case scenario is Greenock at home. Don't see it happening though, that's just the nicest way I can put it. But regardless of who we get drawn up against, it's a winnable match. Obviously Ibrox away means very difficult match, but it's still winnable. We've done it already this season, so... Obviously that was with a team that was actually fully fit, so it's a bit different when half your squad's been killed by injury, but it is what it is, I suppose. You're thinking Aberdeen away, and it's not a bad call to be fair. I would take, honestly, what would be funny is getting drawn up against Kelly at Rugby Park again, just to see if it happens twice. You figuring out the VAR decisions and how long the draw will take. Yeah, I mean, they're probably reviewing to be fair, they're making sure that the balls are warmed up and some of them are cold, you know what I mean? They've got this figured out. It'd be funny as fuck now, because it's almost like a guarantee at this point that we're just going to get... I mean, my honest thinking is that we'll get Livi away. I think we'll end up playing at the Tony Macaroni, just because it's the worst pitch possible. I do play Football Manager, David, not the new one to be fair, but I played a lot of 2023. Yeah, we had a co-op save, me and Flash, and it was basically we took over a team in the Championship. I took over Wraith, he took over Queen's Park, and I was on course to getting Wraith into the top flight. I was when we stopped, I was on a 24 game unbeaten run, and I was in the what's it called again? Like the Iron Brew Cup, I suppose at the time it was. The that semi-final of that against Cove. But yeah, the draw's in literally less than a couple of yeah, well, got people, yeah, they're heading out there now. So in the next 5 minutes the draw will start. And in case you're just coming in, obviously the draw numbers are quite straightforward. But for those that haven't seen them yet, Aberdeen's number 1, Airdrie Hearts number 2, Celtic is number 3, Greenock Morton's number 4, Hibs is number 5, Kelly's number 6, Livi is number 7, 8 is Rangers. That is true, yeah. Getting sick because the dressing room's always fun. Always gets nervous before these draws. There's not much to be nervous about. We're the strongest team in it. That's the way I look at it. What channels the draws? On BBC One Scotland if you're curious. However, there's a bunch of sites that you can go and watch the live draw as they come out. The one that I'm using, at least when the draw starts, is this one here, because at least that way you can see them as they come through. They'll just pop up under key events. So yeah, I'll have that open and ready to go when the draw actually starts, just so that you can see it anyway. When Rangers were out, it's had a lot of names. It was like the fucking Petrofac Insurance, and then it was like the Iron Brew Invitational, then it was the Challenge Cup, and then it's the Iron Brew Cup, and then it's, I think it has a different name now. I'm not sure. No, it does. It's called the SPFL Trust Trophy now, I believe. I couldn't honestly tell you, but I can end the poll and let's see what people are saying. Who do they think we're getting mostly drawn up against? Let's have a gander. 33% Rangers, 33% Hearts, 13% on Greenock, 20% on others. A pretty respectable balance, to be honest. They've changed it, there we go. Home to Livi, that would be the best case scenario, honestly. Absolutely, it would be best case scenario. But tie 1 has just came out. For those that are curious, the tie has just came out. The first one out of the pot is Morton. They will be playing Airdrie or Hearts. Tie 2 has just came out there. It's going to be Celtic versus Livingston. We have been drawn against Livingston. Call me a fucking prophet. Called that shit. Look at me go, man. Celtic v Livingston. We'll be playing Livingston at home. That's totally fine. I just want to see who Rangers get drawn against now. If they get Aberdeen. Well, Aberdeen's just been drawn out there. Who are they up against? Aberdeen has been given Kilmarnock. That's going to be an interesting tie, although Aberdeen are at home, so it makes it a little bit difficult. This is interesting. Oh my goodness! Rangers have to go to Easter Road, they're up against Hibernian. That's an interesting one. It's Hibs versus the Huns, that's going to be an interesting one indeed. Oh. Oh ho ho. So there we go. That is interesting as fuck. I can't say that I'm too disappointed in it. I kind of thought it would have been Livingston, so I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. Let's see if I can pull up the little graphic for you. Yep, let's pull up the key events. There. So for those that are just curious about it, tie 2. That's who we got. Well, it just lagged out a bit there, but yeah. Tie 2, Celtic versus Livingston. Tie 4, Hibs versus Rangers. That is a fucking incredible one. I think that's going to be a good game. That'll be a very decent one. And I think we'll take that, to be honest with you. I'm pretty goddamn pleased and it means that we can end the stream on a relatively good note. I'm right, I've pushed 3 hours, so I'm quite happy in that regard. I just realised someone subscribed there, I noticed that. Shout out to whoever did that, I noticed it last second, thank you very much. We may not have hit the stream sub goal, but we fucking got damn close to it, so I'm certainly not complaining. They might be bad against them, but it's a harder draw than what we've got, and that's usually rare territory, so I'm quite content with it. Livingston, they're frustrating. It would have sucked if we were away from home, but there we go. Martin Smith, thank you very much for the subscription, mate. Very, very kind of you. Beautiful stuff, we love to see it. But aye, that basically covers everything that we need to cover. Very good, very, very poggers, to be honest. Yeah, we all knew how this was relatively going to go. It's like, I'm happy with it. Like I said, Livingston at home, a home tie we win. It didn't matter who we got drawn against, even if it was Rangers. At home we don't lose, especially in cup performances. So at the end of the day, I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite pleased. So yes, but it means that we have to deal with the with the Martindale side for another bit, which is always fun. But I can actually pull up the outro music now because I can actually vibe and do my own thing and actually go and eat some food because I've not done that today. You enjoy yourself, Michael, mate. It's been a pleasure to have you, man. Well, I appreciate those that have stuck around for the whole 3 hours. It's a hell of a fucking slog to deal with my voice for that long. God damn. Somebody's going to get in trouble for messing up the ball temperatures. Nah, it's not as if they got hearts away or anything like that, but Greenock's at home, so that's always an interesting one. I'm quite curious to see how they play out, but it means that we've got a relatively good straight shot right to Hampden, because unless Livingston come out with the force of God themselves, they really ain't going to be able to do much else in that regard, you know what I mean? But we'll pull it up one more time for those that are hanging around. If you want to come and watch the next stream that we do, 17th of February, 15 minutes before 3, that's when we will kick off, obviously. That game's a big one against Kelly at home. We kind of need it in order to just keep things stable. Obviously, Rangers playing midweek. We don't go again until next Saturday, so we have the advantage of that, I guess. So that's quite cool. That's quite bog. I'm quite interested with that. I'm very happy, all in the sense. So, yep, 2-0 win, and we get drawn up against Livi. That's pretty good. But one last little look before we depart. So, we know how this goes. Let's get this rolling. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming along. If you've been here the whole time, absolute base. Thank you very much for being here. Absolutely appreciated as always. If you've just joined at any point, thank you very much. If you've been here for the start, excellent. If you've watched this as a VOD, 2-0 win, drawn against Livi, couldn't ask for a better day. Very simple stuff, clean sheet as well. Joe Hart made a good save and we actually scored a nice goal. Everything that could have went right basically did. St Mirren gave us a real push, but it didn't really matter in the end because they might be black and white, but we play with all the fucking grey areas in the world. But for now, I'll let you go. Celtic are still the best team in the world. Catch yous after.